That's good for posterity's sake.
YouTube.
All right, we're reading. We're real.
Yeah, let's make. I'm gonna go make sure it is real on YouTube.
I don't know if it's recording a VOD of it either, but
Well, doesn't it automatically? Oh, we are live,
we're live.
and now I'm viewing us live.
This is interesting.
Yeah, because I can now watch this on my phone.
Send a thing in the chat. Let's try out
Yeah,
the chat
yeah.
feature. I like how this made it horrible for me. Yeah. Can I look at this thing outside of OBS? No, it wants me to be in OBS to look at it.
That's kind of annoying, isn't it?
Bring back Darkstalkers, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I guess we can peek at it if we ever feel like being
Right,
idiots.
I can also have my phone just on the side.
Oh, that's actually a very good idea.
Whoa. Sorry, I just think it's funny that I can listen to you from 10 seconds ago.
That's
If we have a debate, I'm like, you did not say that 10 seconds ago. It's like already, we can go back, you know.
Why are we not talking?
Oh, I muted it.
Oh, I thought we were gonna play it.
If we have a debate, I'm like, you did not say that.
Oh, it's gonna happen, and again, we're gonna hear it.
That's what I wanted.
That's so stupid.
Okay, I don't think you really need to keep your
No,
eye
it's
on
fine,
it for
it's
now.
fine.
But if we even get like one person, we gotta check up on our homie.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started on supers. Do you feel like developing the GUI today? I don't feel like developing the GUI.
I think that's
today.
its own. That's its own
That's
thing.
its own video
you know.
for sure.
You know.
We also have this spot empty in case we just want to revisit that.
Or we give everyone like a universal type thing with like, you know how Guilty Gear has Wild Assault or
Right.
something.
My
you
thought
know?
is, yeah, if we come up with some luck meter super, you use this is the input
Yeah.
associated with it. All right. I think we have everything we need to have on this page. Let's get started with supers. So when we were thinking about it, we figured out what, like 4 supers,
Yeah, we kind of.
three regular, one specifically in your quote unquote dark force, and then a special one if you're a special little boy.
And yeah, and one of them has to be a big old cinematic one. I guess we haven't established if that's gonna be like the Dark Force one or if that's gonna be the a normal one or like, you know. So sorry.
My
again.
thought is that it is the Dark Force one because it feels like it technically costs 5 meter,
right, because
but I like the idea that you can do it anytime within your Dark Force, so you can ration it out all the way to the end and still do EX moves while you're in Dark Force, and you're still spending your time in it, but ending off with something big and bombastic.
Just to make sure we're on the same page, 3 like normal ones that just work, like you just do them.
Yep, these
you
are
have
some cool supers
the
you
amount,
have.
and then one big one in the Dark Force.
Yeah. And then maybe one more.
And then
if
maybe
you're
a weird
special
soul
little
bad
boy.
guy dragon install type thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
exactly.
here's your funny special one.
Special raging demon.
Maybe it's
just,
impractical. Maybe
you
it's,
get
you
this,
know,
yeah.
just
It's like a Faust
maybe
secret super.
Or yeah, it's just Sasquatch's banana peel.
Yeah. Anacharis's stupid freaking.
Yeah, really complicated one that uses extra meter and does the whole thing. Yeah.
I did just realize I don't have my drawing tablet.
Oh, that's
connected.
important.
It's
You don't
not
want to
really-
draw in a mouse.
It's not really a tablet, but
But it's a little drawing board.
it's a board.
It's a little board of drawing that reads your stylus inputs.
Yeah, I play the 3DS legally.
You
With this.
you legally get it on your laptop so you can. Would that actually work if you were like?
That's
well,
what I
no,
do.
'cause
Of course, it has to.
It would work as the mouse, and
'Cause
so
that's what I
then
do.
that would yeah.
All right. I say the first thing we develop is Dark Force because we're gonna know
Yeah.
how to make supers.
Right.
Unless you want to start with supers.
Well, Dark Force is going to be the bigger topic probably.
Right.
We should probably first establish what we mean by Dark Force.
That's good. Yeah, that's true. So, if there's any viewers of this VOD, which I don't know is even being saved as a VOD, it might
should-
not be.
I'm pretty
It
sure
might truly not be.
when you
I don't
we
think.
should have done a test thing.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if it's being saved or not.
I'm pretty
which
sure-
is really bad because we kind of need that for posterity's
Pretty
sake,
sure when
don't
you
we?
finish a live stream, it like archives it automatically for you, and then you choose. I'm gonna look it up.
Boy, we better.
While you explain.
No. It's okay.
No?
I think we'll maybe be okay to just miss one.
No, that's stupid.
I
I'm gonna
know. I
make
don't
sure.
like it. I don't like it either. Okay, Google. Look
Yeah,
it up.
you
Well,
explain
I'm gonna
Dark
make
Force,
the board
yeah.
look pretty.
Yeah.
And explain Dark Force while you look it up. So Dark Force that we keep referring to is a concept in Darkstalkers. It's something exclusive to those games, I believe, where basically every character can spend one tick of meter for an install state that improves, quote unquote, improves their character in some way. So, for example, Dimitri, the Shoto, he gets these bats that fly alongside him and hit with him. Morrigan duplicates herself on the other side of the opponent. Lord Raptor gets a massive chainsaw and his entire moveset changes. All that good stuff. It's basically an install state, is what it is. Maybe not to the degree of something like Dragon Install, but in my mind, these are to the degree of Dragon Install.
Okay, and because Dragon Install gives you like special supers, right? Or not supers, but
It does.
Special
It
moves?
gives you a unique super. You
Mm-hmm.
have a unique super you can only do in install state, and it makes all of your super or all of your special moves act differently.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure the Darkstalkers way is, it obviously varies by character, but it's generally like you still have access to all your moves. You're just like stronger now.
Right, something has changed about you.
Yeah.
So my thought is that we don't have the whole altering your entire moveset thing.
Right. I mean, we've already given a lot of options.
Oh
I
shit!
think.
But wait,
But
what if we develop a character who is basically in Dark Force the entire game, and so it's like they only have 3 special moves, and they all act pretty mediocrely in this way, but now they all change in Dark Force.
could it be a character to character thing?
It's definitely no.
Some
absolutely
characters,
is.
their Dark Force, they get access to certain moves. Or their moves are way
Absolutely.
stronger. Some characters, like your moves, are just
Absolutely.
We do probably want to make it not just something boring like you just do more damage or your moves are fast.
Absolutely.
You want it to be like in Darkstalkers where it's like you're Lord Raptor, you get a chainsaw now. All your normals are different.
All of your
Or it's
exactly.
like
it's gotta be
you-
exciting.
Right, you're Morgan. You have 2 of you now, which means you have more. It's,
Right, you can do combos that previously would have been utterly
Right.
impossible to
Yeah.
do.
And I think it should be visually clear. I think one of the issues I've had with Darkstalkers is it's like you're Sasquatch, you're golden now. What does that mean? Now you have to go look it up. And
it doesn't play in the animation. The only way you can
Right.
figure out he has super armor, and not even hyper armor, super
Mm-hmm.
armor, is to learn it the
Right.
hard way.
And I don't think it necessarily needs to be like. I mean, you might have to figure it out a little bit, but it should at least be like initially somewhat obvious
if
what
a
is
character
changing.
has super armor, then when they get hit, their hit animation should look different to
yeah.
indicate that there's something that's changed about him and the way he gets hit now.
Mm-hmm. Or if we were to have something where it's like super armor moves universally have some visual thing about them,
So
and then you'd see that on your
let's
character.
figure out. Maybe supers we should do first,
Okay, yeah.
because we have a lot of things to talk about in supers.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do them?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
How
right.
much meter do they use?
Mm-hmm.
And when can you do them?
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure out that last one I said, because my thought for when you can use them is basically as a special cancel,
Yeah.
the same way Guilty Gear, Skullgirls, etc.,
I think even
does
Street
it.
Fighter does that.
Street Fighter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do them as a reversal too.
Yep. On Wake Up,
It's important.
your big tool for like, oh, you gotta do. That's universally like what I use them a
in
lot. for.
Skullgirls, some characters, their supers are important to their moveset because they can make unsafe moves safe.
Okay.
I really like the idea of that. So I even like the
so
idea,
when you like do a move and they block it and you're unsafe, you cancel
into a super,
super and
to
now
make it safe.
that's I like that.
Yeah.
I like the idea of if we're gonna have 3 normal supers, having like this is your reversal super.
Yeah.
This is your combo ender cancel super. Whatever.
Right, and this is your unique super that helps you with your goal.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like it, and having the inputs be similar, so you always know, no matter what character you're playing, I know what my reversal super input is probably.
Yeah. So I think we should figure that out first. Number 1, how do you do a super?
So we were thinking. I guess first of all, we've kind of already talked a little bit, but like, what are all the different inputs for doing supers? And you got double quarter circles, you got 360s, you got the Guilty Gear, kind of a 360, a half circle, and then
circle.
forward.
I call it a crescent.
Okay, that makes sense. You know, I just call it Potemkin Buster input.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay.
There's also, that's the main one. I mean, double 360s, but that's, you know.
Double
Is there-
360s. Double 360s is the worst super input I think that can exist.
I think you do that to balance it, though.
I
You go,
think-
this one's hard to do.
I think I
And
would.
then-
I think I truly would prefer
It feels
to
so
have
good,
Anna Karis, Weird Raging
Weird
Demon,
Raging Demon over a double
over a
360.
double 360.
No, I kind of like a. We. Because even if we did something like Gold Dose, which like the more you do, the more damage. It's like then you still have to do them to get all your damage.
Right, but Gold Lewis, he can input them in the animation.
What do you mean?
He can mid animation. When he activates it, he's still churning butter, and he's getting those.
Is that
360s
actually how that
out.
works?
That's how that works.
Really?
You don't have to do a full 360s before you get max damage. You can do it, activate the move, continue to churn butter, and you'll get your
I
extra
had
damage.
no idea. Do you realize that every single time we've played now and I've done the full level 3, it's because I've mashed all 3 and then pushed X?
Well, yeah, it's probably because you did it only when you were knocked down.
Yeah, it works. But I use it as a reversal.
You do.
And it's good as a
and you
reversal.
kill my chip instantly.
Yeah.
I hated that day so much.
That was funny.
I didn't think so.
That is actually useful to know. I did not know that you could do that.
All right, well.
I thought you had to get 3 360s. That's why I only used it on the ground, because I was like, I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna run up and do this.
Yeah.
But now I know you can run up, do a 360, and then keep doing 3. And then
Your timing, it's not that you can do it while the animation is happening. When you basically get the super flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 more 360s.
Okay.
And there you go.
Interesting.
That was a great talk.
Yeah.
Now, how do you do super?
Anyways,
in this game?
is there any more super inputs besides double core circles and some form of like 360? Like
I can't think of any other than Raging Demons.
Raging Deep. That's right. Those were like the 3 that we talked about.
Yeah.
So to me, I would imagine we would do something like all reversals are some form of 360. All combo ender things are like a double quarter circle. All, you know, they have like Raging Demons. I guess those
Interesting.
could also work like, you know, so then you always know like, I know what my reversal is. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
that.
the only other one I thought of, but it's only kind of a subdivision of one we just said, is the press 2 buttons. And
Oh,
the
that
motion
the
input.
Skullgirls way. Yeah.
Yeah, press 2 buttons
And the
motion input.
Darkstalkers does that too.
Darkstalkers, the JoJo fighting game as well.
Yeah.
It's 2 buttons and
I totally forgot.
quarter circle forward.
Because
input.
we're not doing EXs the Street Fighter way where you push 2 buttons to do EX. We're
Right.
doing one of the
EXs
buttons,
are tied to a button.
which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So that leaves 2 buttons is grab, but that is specifically like X and A.
Right.
So we would do like probably trick or twist or whatever and a button,
Yeah.
and that would be like the
that feels good.
like Y and RB.
that actually
you know,
feels powerful.
Like those as being the super, and then X and A is your grab, so you don't get those like
I actually really
those
like
don't
that.
overlap.
Y and RB, that's burst in
yeah,
X
it's
and
burst. But I kind of
But see, to do, no, I like that. I like the way that feels. You know what I mean? Because also there's kind of that, it's almost an option select type of thing where you're hitting you're hitting a button, right? So imagine if there's like a, no, I don't know, because maybe every super move should have a startup and end lag, rather than being like in some games where if you don't land the move in the scenario, the move won't come out.
Oh, you mean like grabs and Darkstalkers?
Like grabs in Darkstalkers. I know some games do that with like command grab supers.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be. That's something we should probably. I don't know if we talked about either. Is the whole when you whiff a grab, there's no whiff animation.
Yeah, we
That
didn't
feels
talk about
feels toxic.
That didn't.
That feels
yeah.
so toxic to me. I'm gonna be honest
in
with you.
Darkstalkers.
The fact that you can just do the grab input, it's like, oh, I whiffed. Who cares? Here's a normal.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you should get punished for whiffing a grab.
Yeah,
You know?
especially with
'Cause
grab being its own input.
Think about Guilty Gear and Street Fighter. They have grab whiff animations.
Yeah.
And that feels right. To
It
me.
feels correct because you can also counter hit them for grabbing.
Yeah.
Versus Darkstalkers, which is just it's a normal now.
Yeah. Which
Get hit anyway, bozo.
I don't think it's like oppressive in that game, but it's also like one of those things where like
I mean, that's what
probably
broke.
should've
That's
got
what broke
punished.
Darkstalkers 2, or
Did they get rid of that?
that's what
or
broke Vampire Saviors 2.
They got rid of that, or that they
That
that
exists.
that is very oppressive.
That it's so oppressive.
So I guess in the wrong situation, it can be very. I think in Vampire Saviors 1, it's not like super oppressive. It's just a very useful thing.
No, it is just very.
You know?
It's just very useful.
But
option stuff.
I also think you should get punished for whiffing a grab.
Yeah, you should.
You know, otherwise grabs would have to be bad.
Yeah, and we didn't really make the we didn't make the animation there, did we?
Our input is what again? Oh yeah, we have to do.
It's the Skullgirls Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, X and A. Yeah, which is what I
I like that you call it X and A
instead of like
instead of Little Blind Low.
well, I call even in Guilty Gear. It's like I rarely actually use. I use slash and heavy slash when I'm talking to you, but anyone else I'd be like Y and B.
Yeah, it's dumb. I mean, I guess it helps people who don't have a visual of those.
Well, and when I teach
are.
a lot of people how to play. How to
You're
like,
right.
start fighting
they're
games.
looking at their controller.
Yeah.
That's what they understand.
So I'm like, okay, kick is A. Okay, just push A. And
it's
you're
just
like,
unhealthy.
okay,
It's like learning keys by left key, right key.
It's true, but
It's the key that's in between the three keys.
like I'd say, oh RB, instead of I have to think in Street Fighter. I'm like heavy punch, RB. Okay, you know, it's like so when I have the combo trials up, I don't have that.
That's ridiculous.
I
That's
know.
ridiculous.
I
That's
know.
not good for
I
you.
know.
It's
bad.
really-
That,
it's
that
really
is
bad
that is
for
a
you.
bad. That's a bad thing.
Again,
you're
it
doing.
really is. It's like learning piano and not learning the names of the keys and just being like
the
this
one
key...
in between the two black.
Exactly. That's ridiculous. That's horrible.
I'm not completely inept when it comes to that. But.
Let's figure out conceptually first, I guess. Then what Greed's 4 supers are, and then maybe a 5th one because he's their special boy.
Okay. So first of all, do we like the idea of everyone has a reversal? Everyone has the.
I do
combo
like the
type
idea of a
thing, and
universal reversal one, and then one that's just this is. No, I don't like the idea of one that's this is a dedicated combo ender. I don't like that.
Well, not just a combo ender, but I'm thinking like like big bands like he's like one where he rushes forward. I mean, you can use that more than. I'm not saying it's just a combo ender, but I'm saying like that's the one that you would use as like. I mean, what are the main tools that you use the super for?
Reversal and damage.
Mm-hmm. Like you apply that to a
And
combo
then
to do more
if
damage.
your super is special, it can control space, or it can give you an advantage in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Or it does something unique that helps you out.
Mm-hmm. Because we have 3, so that's why I'm kind of thinking like a reversal one, and then one that's like your basic. You get a read or something, or you use it in a combo.
Now there's
or...
something there, because my issue with that is your reversal one could easily be your combo ender one.
I guess
There's nothing really like I think of Beowulf's his gigantic arm. That's both a combo ender one and a get me out of here.
You can or like Johnny's slashes the J in you. You can use that as a combo ender. You can also use it on wake up.
Right, on wake up, exactly. So it doesn't really mean anything, but I like the idea of this is your safe get off me baby, or not baby, I should say baby. It'll make more sense when I say my next thing. This is your safe reversal super that this super gives you invulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Invulnerable at startup, everyone understands what it does, and then you have a big old risk reward super where it's like it's a super you have to charge, or it's a super you have to like aim, or it's a super you have to do something with. Just a risky super.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea. I like saying a safe super and then a risky.
Right, the risky is what I'm thinking in terms of like a Heavenly Potemkin Buster, where you're like, I think you're gonna jump here.
Right.
Boom, I'm going for it.
I think of Jam in Zerd. She has a super where if she hits it, then she has to time a button input to when your character is about to land for another bigger punch, and it does a ton of damage, but it's super risky because you have to time the button. And what if you miss?
Or Faust does his cup game.
Right, or cup game. I like that. I like that a whole lot. Safe, risky. What do you feel about a unblockable as a common thing?
Oh, everyone has some form of a grab super?
Or not necessarily grab, but something you can't block.
I mean, what's the difference between that and a grab?
For example, Johnny in Zerd, he can make his Mistfiners unblockable, such that you literally will get hit by them even if you're blocking, no matter what.
Is that a super, or is that a...
No, it's just a thing he can do. is
Okay.
he can use Bakusai, that's the cloud,
Mm-hmm.
and then if he mistfiners you while you're in Bakusai, or if he has enough coins, rather, I think, if his next mistfiner will just hit you, no matter what.
Well, I know Rikuo in Darkstalkers has like a bubble
Yeah,
that's unblockable.
unblockable.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's another.
But then how do you
example.
balance those? How do you make sure, you know?
I mean, the idea of them could just be that they're unblockable, and then it could be like Rikuo's bubble. Well, I understand that that bubble is going to be a slow bubble coming at me.
Mhm.
So what's my goal? Pop the bubble.
Okay.
Or if it's a grab super, it's okay. Well, they're right in my face. A normal grab would do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
So some people have a grab super, some people have a Rikuo type super,
yeah,
but they're all universally either a grab
Yes.
or like an unblockable
the
thing.
big
or, like-
idea is just that block sucks against this move.
They're like setup supers.
Basically, yeah. All right, I like that. I'm gonna write UB. And then the Dark Force super,
Mm-hmm.
which I'll just call the cinematic one.
Okay, yeah. And then I guess
Or
Dark Force
actually,
itself.
I
is
did
kinda-
think of a name for them.
Okay.
Cash
For Dark
Out.
Force.
No, for the Dark Force supers.
Oh, cash out because you're
Yeah.
you're using your. That's when you finally. That makes sense.
Yeah,
That's good.
So CO. And then this is a Special Boy super.
And also, Dark Force itself is kind of a super. It's more like an install state, but it's also like.
Yeah, no, I mean basically it's a super if you look
Yeah.
at it that way.
Yeah. We'll also have to decide what the input for that is.
Okay. What's Mr. Man's safe?
So yeah,
Super.
think about for me, if this is like the reversal one.
Yeah.
I kind of imagine this being the 360 type move. Or like the Crescent Guilty Gear move.
Yeah.
Because I imagine on Wake Up doing that motion. And
I'm-
even if it's a 360, it's like, oh, I do that on Wake Up. It's so much easier to do a 360 on Wake Up. Because I can't jump, it's like doing that motion as you get up.
I'm really with that.
Makes sense to me.
I also like the way these feel as wake up supers.
Well, exactly. And we kind of established that we're going to have the option of the Guilty Gear type input or a 360. And they both
Right.
they both
In fact,
input the
to
move.
denote that, I'm gonna do like a
Yeah, do an extra dotted line. You can also do a 360, which is actually 360s are not full.
Yeah, isn't that
360s.
weird that 360s are never actually full?
Like you would, because this is I was trying to tell you this when we were online, but it's like you would start here and then you could end up there, and that's a 360.
right.
You
Or-
don't even have to end up there, dude. You could end up there
Yeah.
on that. Top
I'm gonna
left
put
diagonal.
up here though, because that's understandable.
Right, that makes sense. But like what I'm saying is,
It also lets you know that all the game is actually looking for is an up input.
well, really, what this and even what this tells me is the game is looking for most of the stick or D-pad being filled up, whether that is a half circle
Yeah,
and then
it's
forward, or
looking-
that's a half circle and then a little bit up.
Yeah.
And I don't think having two options is like this won't like bleed into other inputs. I don't think or anything.
No, I don't think
think
so
I
either.
think that's
It's
okay.
just for people who want to do a 360,
Mhm.
who like the feel of a 360.
And if for some reason we really wanted to get technical, we could put something in the settings that turns one of them off.
yeah.
Like,
I
but
mean,
they were both
truly.
on by default. But then if you were like really didn't want one, you could like turn it off
Yeah, absolutely.
in the settings. So
Risky super.
this seems like the double core circle.
You feel that?
You know,
You
like
feel that?
I mean, imagine like Heavenly Potemkin Buster.
I think this has a unique
or-
input.
It's not always a double core circle.
I think it's not always a double quarter circle.
Well, what would alternative you would
Well,
do?
I imagine it could be any. It could be like a quarter circle backwards. I imagine it could be a. Like it could be a. Dimitri's weird. I guess that's just another double quarter circle,
Right.
huh?
It could be different directions of double quarter circle. I mean, some people could do it back, some people do it forward.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
But because I'm thinking of like Heavenly Potemkin Buster or like Johnny's card, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna call you out and try to like
No.
when
that's
you're
so
unavailable, it's like doing two core circles forward.
Fair. That's fair.
You're being really aggressive, So that's why it would be two core circles.
That's fair. I'm with that.
and
then-
weirdly enough, Street Fighter, that's the only input for supers, which I think is actually
Is it
a
really?
little weird. In Street Fighter 6, oh wait, two characters have like charge inputs.
What
Where-
about double 360 for Zangief?
Oh, you're right. No, there's enough. Everyone is double quarter circles, and then there's like, I think Zangief's the only one with a 720.
Yeah, they're just quarter circles in different directions, huh? It's just
Yeah.
quarter circle back
and
and
then
quarter circle
if
forward.
you're like E Honda or someone, you have a charge super, which those.
You fucking charge slut.
I mean, our charge characters can have those instead of double quarter circles.
Okay.
We can come to
You're
that
gonna need to
eventually.
step in on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know how to design those. Unblockable. I imagine this is a quarter circle forward grab. Or
Oh, because that's kind of the.
yeah.
This is like the Skullgirls-y Darkstalkers input where you push 2 buttons and it's just a course.
Right,
forward.
but see, you could just do an input and grab. My only issue
Right.
is that what if, like Sloth, our grappler, has a
Has
quarter
that as
circle
an
forward
input.
grab input?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, supers aren't. I don't know. Maybe I haven't been following you, but I don't think you've been saying this entire time that these are the inputs for everyone. These are just what they sort of look like.
I imagine this is like the baseline.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, like Street Fighter.
Right. I don't imagine you're saying every single risky super or every single safe super is this.
I mean, I would imagine most would be like that. I mean, I imagine some would be like, oh, well, the double course circles the other direction, or it's
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
or we do the charge input.
That's exactly what
super.
I'm saying.
But like this is like again like Street Fighter, almost all of them are double course circles, but you have some 720s, you have some charge ones, you know. And if we have a reason to change from these inputs, if we don't, then we're just gonna probably use those ones.
What do you think of down down?
Down input?
Is that anything?
I mean, that seems more like
That's what Rikuo's is, I think. It's
Really?
a down input.
it's down and then probably 2 buttons.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? I like the idea of it being
Interesting.
grab because it follows in with the idea of supers needing 2 buttons to be pressed.
Yeah, and doesn't. Down is interesting. I get really paranoid about like misinputting of like what if you are doing like
Yeah, I get
you're
I
crouching
get
really fast
those
and then
too.
want to go and grab and then you're like, oh, I did my super.
My
it
only
it
thought-
read my crouchings.
My
as
only
a
thought
down,
is that
down.
it's quarter circle back grab
Yeah.
because that feels less likely than I
Intentional.
want to move. I'm crouching. Now I want to move forward in the corner.
I think back is actually better than forward because imagine you're crouching and then you want to go forward and grab them and you accidentally do a core circle forward and then it does your super. But you're not, when are you gonna like be doing a core circle back motion and then grab and then not want it to be a super?
Yeah, literally.
You know? So I think that is a good. If we're gonna do the 2 inputs, it should be a core circle back. Just to evaluate what we've put so far, do we like how risky and unblockable are? Would switching them be better, or do we think we have it good how it is right now?
No, these feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I could see is like, but I think, you know,
My only issue, actually, now that I think about it, is the fact that games don't really mix double quarter circle inputs and single motions and 2 buttons.
yeah,
In fact, I don't even know why I wrote double quarter circle because if the requirement is that you're pushing 2 buttons at the same time,
are we gonna be doing?
I think it is. I think it's 2 buttons at the same time. I think it's twist and high or twist
It
and
doesn't
big
even
blind.
need to be a double quarter circle.
Yeah, it can just be a quarter circle and twist and big blind at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
and but I still like the 360 input.
Yeah.
That one, well, the thing with like variations. Oh wait, no, and we established that how would you? So how you would do variations of the risky one is you would do
Yeah, and
probably RB and different
that
face
eliminates our
buttons.
stupid problem about this being the grab. Because it's quarter circle back, twist and big blind.
Oh, it's not the grab input.
No,
You wouldn't
because
do
it
it.
doesn't need to be.
Well, what I'm thinking. Okay, no, wait.
Yeah, it doesn't even need to be.
Well, because the variations of the move could be
Yeah.
RB and different face buttons, and that's how you do different versions of the super.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are
if there's
those
a
are-
super with different variations, dude.
Then you still have at least 4 variations of it.
If we want supers with variation.
I think it varies by the super. Some supers, there's different variants of it. Some you could there's only like 2 or something, you know. But these are different directions, so that works.
All right, cash out.
Yeah, this is interesting. So are we gonna have it so your other supers are unavailable during your Dark Force? And this is the only one you can do?
Yes, absolutely.
Because then at that point, this one can just be the same input as one of them, because it's your
But
only
which
one. You can
one?
probably
Risky?
risky.
Or
yeah.
do you think
The
you're
core
safe?
circle forward and then Makes sense to be the risky one. You're already in. You're in this state where you're. I don't know. That just makes sense.
And then,
I'm-
how do you engage Dark Force?
That's what we should do on this one.
Yeah.
Because in Darkstalkers, actually, that's our grab input. This is how you do it in Darkstalkers. This is what we have for grab.
Oh, that's true.
So it has to be something different than that.
Oh no!
But it could
wait,
also
this
just
is
be
actually,
like-
this is Special Boy Super.
Oh yeah, if
Just
you
for
want to put
greed.
that there. But do we want to?
This will probably be a Raging Demon.
Oh wait, did we want everyone to have a raging demon?
No.
We don't.
Why would we want that?
Oh, we don't. I thought we were.
Why would we want everyone to have a Raging
That's
Demon? That's so
hilarious.
bad.
No, I think it's funny.
They're horrible.
They're awesome. They feel amazing to do.
They do feel amazing. They feel awesome to do.
Okay, not every character needs. Okay, this is the special ones are raging demons.
Yeah.
And some
Unless
characters
they
have-
get like a special input that's like a down or whatever.
or like a freaky like push
Yeah.
input like Morse code on your
Yeah.
controller
Yeah.
or like
Hit start and exit the game.
the taunt button. Oh yeah, taunt super. That's where you'd put something like that.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. Raging demon. How you would activate Dark Force? I'm thinking is just like
Well, yeah. Let's think of button combos.
because
We all right. What we have occupied right now is Little Blind Low for grab. I believe I've been thinking that parry should be like Street Fighter, which in this case would be high big blind.
that is parry.
Yeah,
Don't we have a
we have a parry button. Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
So what do you mean? We already have a button for it.
What am I? I'm saying the opposite of what it just sounded like I said.
We don't have a button for it.
The Street Fighter parry,
Mm-hmm.
that's Enter Dark Force.
I was literally gonna say, Y and B.
Yeah. No,
Is-
my
is-
brain literally short circuited with what I was trying to say.
I know what you mean.
The way you parry,
Which is
in
for us is
Street
high
Fighter.
and big blind
yeah,
is because you can actually do that to enter Dark Force and Darkstalkers also.
yeah.
I don't think we necessarily need 3 versions of it. Like there's 3 different inputs you can do on Darks. I think it's just like
Well,
that
some
one.
characters have alternate Dark Forces.
Well, yeah, so some of them it matters, but I mean like
you could do that just by doing an input.
and then
If you had an
yeah,
alternative
we
Dark
we can come to
Force.
that, but I think the universal just like base way you enter the state is just those 2 buttons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that feels
that's,
good.
That's literally what I was gonna say before you even said that. So yeah,
No, that's what I was trying to say.
yeah.
All right. So we know entering Dark Force is. I'm gonna actually denote them as. Hitting those 2 buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Where should we begin with greed here?
I think just one of the normal supers.
Okay, let's figure out what
Yeah.
his reversal is.
Yeah.
His safe super, quote unquote.
I'm thinking of the ones I'm most familiar with.
Well, my thought immediately is a disappearing act.
Okay, right.
Like curtains go over him suddenly. He
Mhm.
disappears. Something's revealed behind it that does something,
Mhm.
and then he reappears. Boom, super over.
Mhm. Because it's like you're doing it on Wake Up or something, and then it's like they go to hit you, and it's like, oh, he's not actually there.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he? He's somewhere else.
Super Flash. We don't need to
Yeah.
talk about Super Flash, but we're both imagining a Super Flash, right?
Where like.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
there's some indication
Like-
that a super just
like-
is about to.
All right, and it's like, why is my move going through this? Oh, there's the flash happens.
Yeah.
It like pauses for a second.
Right. Everything
Mhm.
pauses when he does it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that idea.
Yeah, something of like he's going up on Wake Up, and then you do the input, and it's like, oh, he's not actually there.
How do curtains draw on him visually,
know?
though?
How do curtains what?
How do curtains draw on him visually?
They just poof.
Right, but what do they look like?
You mean,
Is it just like a
like-
magical floating curtain? Is it like if he's standing here? It's the worst one we've
It's
ever
nice.
done.
It's nice.
If he's standing here, is it just like if these are the curtains? These just suddenly appear and are like floating?
They just poof in.
Yeah, they just poof in.
And then.
There's like a spotlight on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens when it opens up?
It opens up to him, or is it going to be like it opens up and he's not actually behind there?
He's not actually right.
Yeah.
He's not actually behind
And
it.
then-
There's something else that hurts the enemy.
Oh, something comes out, or something does
Yeah.
something. Or there's a giant missile launcher. There's a,
Right, to go with our theming, we've kind of had this Looney Tunes vibe where it's like
Mhm.
he kind of does this with his own coat in a lot of his moves.
Yeah, his little cloak.
These
yeah.
ones I think about a lot. This one
Mhm.
here, where it's literally the same idea, where he's, and then he
Yeah.
reappears in an
Mhm.
explosion. But because this is a reversal, it's like curtains up, and then they open up, and then something comes out.
Mm-hmm. And you want it to be a little bit bigger than what his other ones were.
Yeah.
I was thinking like. It'd be funny if it was like a dummy of him, or like. You could even go really crazy, and it's like, there's like a dummy version, or like a robot version of him that is like, oh, it's the fake version of him, and then it goes crazy and does a bunch of moves on you.
That's
So it's
interesting.
like, I was gonna go hit you, and then it's like, oh, it's actually a fake version of him, and now the fake version of him
That's
is gonna
a really
kill me.
That's a really insane thing for you to say.
Is
I
it?
think. Yeah.
really.
Yeah, because that means we've introduced a whole part of this lore where it's like, why does he have a robot version of himself?
Because I was literally gonna say it. I was like, and then the next game, he's his clone character. It's like a RoboKai where it's like
Yeah.
he was in the move before, and then in the next game, it's like here he is as a character now.
That's so stupid. Let's think about. All right, it's a disappearing act.
Yeah. So he
What-
disappears.
He
And then
disappears, and what does he put in his
And then
place?
there's
An elephant that stampedes through you.
not the fake him.
The fake him is dumb. I
Why?
do love it. I do love. I need you to know. I do adore it so much. Why would it be a fake him?
Because he's a magician, and he's like, it's just the sense of like, he was about to get up, and I was about to punch him, and the thing in front of me is no longer him. It's
Okay,
a
my
different-
only
it's an
thought
other
is that
thing.
it's a different funny thing.
Okay, it could be a different thing every time.
Yeah, but see, how does that turn into something that damages you?
Mm-hmm.
Right, because my thought is it could be a mannequin of him, like a poorly done scarecrow. It could be one of those car sales, car dealership inflatable tube guys.
Mhm.
It could be like a showgirl. It could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
It could be just an empty stool.
Mm-hmm.
But how does that become a hitbox?
Right. I mean, I guess with the person
I
attacking
just had a
them.
stupid fucking idea.
Yeah.
Because he's special, this is a counter.
I was gonna say.
But not only is it a counter super, it goes into a cinematic.
That's literally. I was thinking of it being like you use it on Wake Up, and so they attack, and if they hit the dummy, then the dummy. That's when the dummy fights back or whatever.
But the only part of it, the to still make it useful, is that you can do the same teleporting thing after it's done as you can with Twist,
What do you mean?
with his trick.
After you land it, or
You know
after
how his
it-
trick lets him teleport anywhere he wants to
Mhm.
around the screen.
Mhm.
Once he's done it, this allows you to do the same thing, so that even if they don't hit you, you've still gotten out.
Oh, so you got invincibility from it, and then you can teleport away.
Right.
Mm.
You've used it to get out of dodge.
So it's either they're approaching me, I'm gonna use it. If they don't attack, I still get out, but I also burned meter just to do that.
Yeah.
But if I predict that they're gonna attack
and
me,
of course,
now I'm getting the big reward.
the way you respond is you grab the guy.
All right, and then that would just completely
Yeah.
counter it. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's either they grab you, you got punished. They don't attack you, you at least get out, but you also use meter to not do any damage, or you correctly predict and you counter them.
And you get a really awesome cinematic.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say. Damn. How do I want to illustrate this? I'm gonna put just like a question mark here.
Mm-hmm.
For some object appears. Maybe it has something to do with his lore.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just a funny thing each time.
Mhm.
Maybe it's something based on the person who hit him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be so funny if you were like, this character is an orphan, and so you do a fake version of their parents, and then they're
Okay.
sad.
And then if no hit,
I mean, making it like this also teaches you reversal supers, kind of, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, use this when you're about to get attacked, you know.
but
and,
also
like,
understand that, because see, here's the thing: is I actually am going back on the idea that all your reversal supers should have universal invulnerability. Because a lot of supers in most fighting games have a startup that is not invulnerable, and there's not as cool of a feeling as interrupting somebody's super. Do you know what I mean?
like they do a super and then you
Interrupt
attack
it
them.
somehow, yeah. You've interrupted their
So
super
you're saying you
somehow.
don't want all of them to be?
I want all of them to act in a safe way, as in they get you out of a situation. They either have invincibility or they move you in a certain way that's like, I've gotten out or whatnot, but there is at least one weakness to all of them. A la this one, it's grabs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is this one can still be invincible? As in, like, well, I guess it's not invincible. It's if you do it and then a move is already coming out, instead of you being invincible through it, it's that you counter it.
I actually just, it doesn't make sense that you can grab him while he's like this, because he's disappeared. The idea is it's a disappearing act. It just has end lag wherever he teleports.
I mean, you could still.
I think end lag wherever he teleports is fine, because it still gets you
So
out.
that it counters grabs too.
Yeah, I think so. But it still gets you out, but it's still punishable. They just have to wait for you to reappear and then hit you.
So now it's a case of if they don't attack you, you're gonna get punished.
It's a case of if they don't attack you, you're punished as long as they are ready for your reappearance.
Right, well, what you gonna reappear in the same spot every time? Like, where does he reappear?
No, it works like the trick.
So you still have to
You
predict
choose
where he's gonna teleport.
Yeah, you have to predict where he's gonna teleport.
Okay. I'm just thinking for balance. You do this on Wake Up.
Yeah.
How many times?
They either don't hit you because they expect it to come, and now you've
But
disappeared.
even if they accurately get the read that you're gonna do it on Wake Up, they still have to then predict where you're gonna teleport to.
Yeah.
But if the teleport is restricted to like left or right or something, or
My thought is that it has an end lag at the end of the teleport. Is that
That's
he
what-
does a big old
right.
ta-da!
right? But if you don't, because the opponent predicts that you're gonna do the super, so they
Yeah.
don't attack you, and now they're gonna have to predict where you're gonna go to then punish you.
No. Oh, I just thought of how to make this way easier on us.
Okay.
If it doesn't hit, he pokes his head out and is like, "Huh?"
Oh, okay.
And then you
He checks.
And then you beat the hell out
He
of
checks, and then you're
Yeah.
like, watch this, boom.
Yeah, okay.
Now you can grab them, or now you can do whatever you want.
him. Right? Yeah. He checks and is like, "Huh?"
Why didn't
And
you
then
pull out the
slap
curtain?
Shit out of him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All
good.
right. So I guess I can just do a separate like little arrow saying that.
Which again teaches you that just
You- yeah,
throwing
you
out
can't just
throwing
throw
out a
them out.
reversal is bad because now you're gonna get punished. But it's teaching you, hey, use this as a reactionary super, or to predict that they're gonna go and attack you, and then you get a big reward for it.
There we go. That's so funny. Him poking his head out,
Yeah, he's like, well, I didn't know what attacked me.
and then just eyes going wide.
And as you just, boom, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. That's way easier.
So that's good.
All right. So, if they hit, they swing at nothing. The curtain's open. It's revealed to be a thing. Now, how do they get damaged?
Right, they're hitting something, and then a big old thing happens on them. It could be something of like, well, he, put up the curtains and put a fake thing in front of it, and while you were getting distracted by this dummy or whatever, he was prepping some.
Oh no!
big thing.
I completely forgot my cinematic idea.
Yeah, but what is the cinematic?
Okay. Hear me on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes into the cinematic. They stand. They see that. I'm gonna be a little bit more symbolic with this. I'm gonna draw like a. There's just like a spotlight. It's empty, or it's like got a thing here. Maybe it's a something or whatever. But it is a spotlight. And then. This is gonna sound crazy.
Okay.
Because they hit it, the camera zooms in. We see them in front of the curtain. We see the person in front of the curtain. And then the camera peels back, and you see the silhouette of him in the audience.
Oh, it's funny.
And then he like shoots you with a gun or something. I don't know. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
He like throws an apple at you.
It's like right. It's like they're attacking and there's like a dummy or something, and they're like, "What am I doing on here?" And then all of a sudden,
Right.
Yeah, it's
because the best magician joke is always, "I've been in the audience
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
like-
time." Fuck, that's stupid.
and well, no, I the thing is, this is good is because we obviously wanted to save the big old Dark Force super for like the giant cinematic one.
Yeah.
But this one is, still like, it's funny. The cinematic part of it is funny, but it's still like this doesn't feel like the super giant ultimate one. It's just like it has a little bit of extra like
Right.
cinematic flair to it.
He's got his
So it's
popcorn
like-
bucket right here.
He's like,
He's watching. Do you see my vision? You see what I love this
Absolutely.
one?
huh? And there's the curtains and the dummy, and then. Right, and you know what? Supers are fun. The ones that give you like a perspective change. You're like, oh, you can only see this part of the stage when you do this super. You know, it's like,
This is
you know,
this is fucking funny as hell. This is good. Now what does he do to them?
it would. I mean, he throws. You know, I mean, he's in the crowd. He could throw tomatoes or something. Or
Right.
he
My
could,
thought
like, you
is
know-
he gets the entire crowd to throw tomatoes.
Yeah,
at
and then
him.
you just get barraged with tomatoes, and for some reason it does 1,000,000 damage, but that's good.
Yeah, just like
And there's
ass-
different-
just assorted objects getting
Mhm.
thrown at you.
And you could have different people in the audience on every stage. You know, it's like.
Just like a wrench. getting thrown at you. And another popcorn bucket. Yeah, you see
This
it?
is also good because this fits into his whole personality. If he's like the greedy magician and he's also a total jerk.
Yeah,
Because
I
he's just
know.
like,
It's
I'm gonna
so
mess with you
good.
and make you look stupid, and like, you know,
I love
like,
it a lot.
he's you've made him into the likable jerk.
We have
That Wario is, you
this
know?
is perfect. It is the epitome of likable jerk because he's getting the entire audience.
Right.
Just
No, he's
wail on
he's
you.
literally
audience
getting the entire
on his
crowd to
side.
like him, and he's a total jerk.
Just wail on you.
He's making everyone else be
This
jerks.
is one of my favorite
I'm saying.
special. This is one
And-
of my favorite supers I've ever made.
And this is one of the supers where it's like, you want to land it because you're like, I want to see what the audience looks like on this stage. I want to see what this part of, like, the camera angle on this stage, you know, like, it's different every stage, and you're like, you know,
oh
it's like,
man,
I want to see what
That's
this
so-
character's reaction
this
is to
fucking
this.
gold. I love this move. I love this move. I wish I could play a video game where this super existed. If I saw, this is like my Slayer situation. If I saw this super, if I was watching footage
Yeah.
of this game and I saw this super happen, I'd be like, holy
Who is this
fuck,
guy,
it's
dude?
a good fucking video game.
Can you, and this is just funny because imagine, like, you don't even have to do this on Wake Up. This could be like I do a combo, I drop my combo, I think they're gonna try to interrupt me now, and then I do
Right,
this
here
in the middle
comes
of it,
curtains.
and then you're like, ha, just kidding, watch this.
And then he, well, okay, once the audience is beating you up, I imagine also like a big cloud of dust on stage, right?
I also love that this is a counter because it's literally like you're booing this person off stage and be like, you did that at the wrong time and we're all mad at you now.
Yeah.
Like it's that, like, the other person has to mess up to activate the super,
Right,
and then that whole thing happens.
Then, big cloud of dust, and I imagine he disappears out of frame,
Hmm.
and then you reappear.
Yeah, you reappear where the dummy was or whatever.
Or my thought is that because there's a big cloud of dust, you
Mhm.
can reappear the same way you do with Trick.
Oh, you can pick a.
Yeah, you
Okay.
just pick a spot to reappear.
And then you're like, is he gonna be right on top of me, or is he gonna be over there?
Right. Yeah, that's good. I like that. You know, the dust settles and he reappears and continues the show from wherever.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I love this move so much. Okay, risky. Cup game.
He's got to. Yeah, I mean, he's got to.
Cup game. So I like the idea of this being a super that's really easy to land, but of course the risk is what if they win the cup game?
I like the idea that he puts you in a cup, and you have to pick where you are, and if you pick wrong, you pick like which cup to like smash. They pick which cup they want to smash, and they're in one of the cups.
Yeah.
And then if they pick the one that they're in, they literally smash themselves, or something. Like he literally like, throws a cup or something.
We can
stupid,
take holy shit. We can take one of my ideas all the way back from the genesis of this, which is from the wizard baseball player. What he does, and you know what we're getting in here? You know what we're getting in here?
No.
What does he offer out to you for you to see? The orb. The magical orb.
The orb.
And then there's like a big flash that's just this massive space in front of him, right? And if you are hit with it, and this can happen anytime during a combo, or it's got a very fast startup, so it's just very likely to hit you. The way this works is this is another fucking super cinematic one. God damn. That I've conceptualized here. There's the person. They're looking into the ball. And then this is a dumb fucking super. We see them looking into the ball, and then the ball becomes them.
Okay.
Right? Like the camera goes in on the ball. We see the ball becomes them, and then the ball is like on a table, right? This is so dumb. And then it's like a big old perspective because we're on a table. And then it's like he's here, and here's his gloves. He's doing a ball show. And then he puts all the cups down. He puts you in the cup, right? And then of course the actual player can switch these around. At any literally instantly. Can do it as fast as they want. And these are all like his hat. I did not draw his hat well. They swap around, and you choose the it's like little blind, big blind, low, and a high one. Do you think? A 1 in 4 chance, a 1 in 25% chance.
1 in 4. Or yeah, I mean that could work. Yeah, there's 4 of them.
So this one's high, and you swap them just by pressing the buttons and then pressing the other button you want to swap it to. You want to swap the position to.
I mean, it could even be yeah, it's like a
yeah. Yeah, and you can only do this. You have like a very small amount of time to do this.
I like the idea that you can like say there's like 2 buttons to rotate different directions, and then there's another 2 buttons that you can almost do like a fake out where he like starts to turn it and then he doesn't, and then
That's
you like, go the other.
oh,
So like
fuck, that's good.
So
fuck,
he's like,
that's good.
He's like
Fuck,
he
that's good.
starts turning and then you actually commit the other way, so they have to be like, oh frick, which way is he actually going?
Oh fuck, that's good. Well, my thought is that you would press like low, and then you'd press high, and then you'd swap places with low and high.
Oh, okay, you could also do that.
Right, but I like the idea of a fake swap.
Yeah, it's like,
of like a
he
fake.
starts to turn, but then it's back to normal. So you're like, wait, no, he didn't just swap there, and the person has to keep tracking like what's he doing.
Oh no, That's really cool, but I think that's too complex because again, there should be at least a little bit of ability for you to be like, okay, I'm just gonna watch it. But if they're they're churning butter on their control stick, you're not tracking that thing. And maybe he can even do a tricky thing where if he can like hold trick during a swap, and he like feint swaps it, where he pretends to swap it but doesn't actually, or like it's like an instant forward and back. All right, and then if you select correctly, what happens?
Well, so I mean, there's multiple ways to go about this. There's the are you trying to pick right, you're trying to pick the one that you're in.
You're in, yeah.
You know? But I also like the idea of you're picking ones to like smash or like shoot or like kill, so it's like you want to try to avoid the one that you're in.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, because then I think it's really funny to be like, you pick the one and then it's like, oh, you're in that one. You picked to freaking kill this one, and that's the one that you're like. It's almost like you're doing damage to yourself.
Right. Should there be a thing here where it's like you're holding a gun or you're holding like a sledgehammer?
Yeah, and he's like, which one should I smash? You get to pick.
Yeah.
You get to pick which one I'm about to kill, and it's like, oh, I don't want it to be the one that I'm in.
I like the sledgehammer. It's a little Gallagher reference. You know Gallagher?
Huh?
Goddamn Gallagher. The guy who smashed watermelons.
What?
Don't worry about it. It's a Gallagher reference. He has a sledgehammer.
Yeah, he should have a sledgehammer, though.
Which is a very funny object. Again, it's very Looney Tunes. Here's a sledgehammer, which one? Okay. So if you guess correctly, it reveals the, or no. Shit.
If you guess the one that you're in,
yeah,
you get punished. So
you
want to make sure
75% chance of succeeding.
Oh, and then the other way you have a lower chance of. I mean, this could be a situation where it's like, even I mean, you've obviously landed the super, so it's like, this whole process like does damage to you anyway.
Yeah, it could be like Faust, where it's like there is the baby, but even the baby still does damage to
right.
you.
So what I'm thinking is, no matter which one you pick, you're gonna take damage. But if you pick the one that you're in, you take a lot of damage because that one's gonna get smashed. You know, so it's like it's gonna do damage no matter what. But if you're not paying attention, there's gonna be a chance that you pick the one that you're in, and then you're gonna take massive damage for it. You know.
Okay.
Or you just turn it into like a 50-50 where there's actually two heads of you or something, and it's like, you know, if you'd want the odds to be different. But because I'd imagine like while this whole thing is happening, like you're taking damage, you know, because you're getting turned into a ball, you're being thrown on a table and like moving around, like it's doing damage to you. And so
I just had a thought.
Okay.
There are like there's four objects on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And then two of them are like cartoony bombs, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. I like the idea of there's one that's really bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's two that are like they're not incredible, but they're decent for him. And then there's one that is bad for him, but still hurts you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he hits a bomb and everyone explodes.
Okay, yeah.
But so like you both get knocked down or whatever.
Okay, and so then it's like there's two like more safe ones. There's the bomb, which is going to do damage to both of you.
And then there's the one that's
the one
really
that just
bad for you.
Full a ton of damage to the person, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to one of these is going to get smashed and like blow up or hurt the person, or not as bad. Yeah. Because then that is still like there's a 50-50 of the person taking damage or the person not taking damage. But then even within one of those 50-50s, you know.
Right, they still take damage. It's just that he also took a bunch of damage. But of course, this is a character who can literally steal life. So
right, or it's like you're doing this and you're about to die from this if you choose wrong. So the bomb is going to kill you, or the you part is going to kill you.
He's just made you play a very fun game.
Yeah, and it's like you can survive this if you follow along, and you know.
Yeah, you can maybe survive it, but
well, right. So I like the idea that there's two bad options, and there's the two like better options. The better options, you're still gonna take damage no matter what, but those two better options are gonna save you a lot
So
of
I'm
damage.
gonna say like this is the what is he? I don't know about a bomb because you don't really hit it.
I mean,
You don't really hit a bomb with a sledgehammer.
I mean, you can, but I mean, what would you hit that would just like, you know,
Explode
a
instantly.
button, I guess, but like, I mean, it could work like that, but
Like a nuclear warhead or. Maybe it should be a gun. Maybe
he
told me
shoots
a gun.
one.
Yeah.
He shoots a hat.
You know, maybe it is a gun. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it is a gun.
Well, it's funny. I kind of like that because you like shoot the hat, and then it's like, oh, there's a bullet through the hat, and then he pulls up the hat, and it's either your.
Should every character have at least one move where they use a gun?
That's so stupid. What do you mean? Well, we're in this like casino, like under, like it's, you know, everyone's like, you know,
Come on.
you
Should
know.
every character have at least one move where they use a gun?
Maybe.
Come on.
Maybe. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying like, yeah. Let's put this one. Let's pin this one. Put a pin on this one, and like, you know.
Okay,
We
my
might
thought
do that.
is
We
this
can
guy-
put the gun in for him, but it's like we'll come back to whether or not everyone
Well,
else
my
will
thought
save
is that
it.
this
It's
guy has like a freaking flintlock pistol.
yeah, and he's like,
Yeah, it's like a dueling. It's like a proper dueling pistol. Right. I'm just gonna
well, you know what you could do now that you've done this
What?
is instead of you're picking just one cup, you're picking like, is he gonna shoot through these two or is he gonna shoot through those two?
That's actually so fucked. That's actually
You know?
legitimately incredibly fucked.
So you have to track, you know, make sure like you gotta really know where yours is because he's gonna shoot through.
So are
two
you
of them.
is you the person who got hit swapping the hats?
No, so the Greed is swapping the hats. He's shuffling them out, and then he's basically like,
Oh,
"Tell me which one to
which
shoot.
one am I
which one do you want me to
shooting?"
shoot?" And then you pick. And he's like, "Okay," and then he shoots through between two of the angles, so he's shooting through two of the hats.
I like
know?
that a whole lot.
And so that way, it's not just like a 1 in 4 chance. It's like a which two do you want me to shoot through? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like you got to know which one your guy's head is.
But how do we make that work out with the idea we've laid out?
What do you mean?
Like, what happens if the one that's really bad for him and that one that's really bad for you is in the
Well,
line?
I'm saying this is an alternative to that, where it's still now it's those 3 empty hats and the head.
Because
Because
I like the
shooting.
idea of turning it into a 50-50, where one of them is a bomb and one of them is your ball, right? So it's like, you know, one has to. Which two is he gonna shoot through? Oh man, I don't know.
I'm thinking if you do the shoot through thing, it's not gonna be the bomb. It's just gonna be there's the head and 3 empty hats, and then you're picking 2 options.
No,
to
you're
shoot
right.
through, you
But
know?
I like the idea.
I know
of
the bomb is
of the
funny,
4
though,
of
yeah.
the 3 items.
Mhm.
Okay, bomb. He's got like a dueling pistol. I don't know how to draw. What the fuck does a dueling pistol look like? It's like what's a flintlock look like? It's got a fucking thing here. Fucking thing here. Whatever. It's a dueling pistol. All right, and then here's you. They all start in random positions. What are the 2 pretty okay options?
Well, I mean, are these gonna do anything when he shoots them, or is it just gonna be like he misses, or
Right, but
he
how does
shoots
that
something
end up doing some damage
know.
to you?
I mean, you could be taking damage while this whole thing is happening, because he could hit you with the orb initially. He's transforming you into something and then throwing you on the
do like
table,
that.
and then he
No, you're
as he
right.
shuffles you around, could even just be doing damage.
Right, is that
you know?
like that's guaranteed damage?
Yeah,
and
and then-
it's
and
not
then it's
great,
like-
but it is damage.
Right, and then it's like, what's the final blow? Is whether or not you get shot by this gun.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, that's actually pretty baller. That's good. No, you're so true.
And then you see your health bar go down, and so you go like, oh shoot, is it gonna kill me if I actually get shot by this? And then it puts on even more pressure because you're
Right.
like, I really don't want to get shot by this.
Just make the mock up really quickly of the. Which one am I gonna shoot?
Which one?
Round and round and round they go. Where they stop, only I know.
Yeah, he says dumb crap like that.
I know.
It's funny.
Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear.
What?
Guilty Gear.
What about it? I just shot a hat. I have a lot of the hats though, so I'm not gonna be running out. There's so many hats.
All right. So then you pick which one, and then the bomb blows you both up.
You know what makes that so funny too?
What?
Is if you're doing this and Greed is low on health,
He does.
you're giving them the opportunity to die from the bomb. So it's like you don't want to do this when you're low on health unless you know the person is bad at the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Literally.
just die from it.
It's like
That's funny. Imagine like that's how you die in the match is you do this minigame and you're like, oh frick, I'm low on health.
I didn't realize I was this low. Like, that's the reason why I wanted this move to be so safe to hit. Or like
because,
so easy
oh,
to hit.
because there's so many situations where it actually goes bad for him.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's the risky one, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But again, if you use this in the right situation, you're like, well, they're actually close to dying, so now if they hit the bomb or their head, they're dead. You know? So it's actually, now it's better for me, whereas it's like, oh, I'm Greed and I'm low on health. I probably shouldn't do this because there's a chance that they hit the bomb.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I like that.
I drew this wrong. I don't know what I was drawing for a second. Do you want to check the live feed just to see?
Yeah, I've been checking it a little
just
bit.
to give it maybe a look over.
I'm just make sure we're still, sounding like people.
Don't say sounding.
Why?
Don't worry about it.
Why?
I said don't worry about it.
Sorry, but you just shouldn't have pointed it out then if you don't want
Okay.
to worry about it.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah.
Just don't look it up.
I drew this wrong. I didn't know what I was drawing. That's me. You want to check the live feed? Okay, yeah, that's us. And then it's going to happen again. Isn't that crazy how that works?
Yeah, I know, it's wild. It's wicked in a myriad of ways.
What if his rabbit is in one of the hats?
No!
But
That's his rabbit!
But like it doesn't actually die for like he has a shield or something.
Okay.
So the person's like, "Oh, am I going to shoot the rabbit on it?" And then it's just like
there
get a
is-
shield or
there
something.
is a
you know?
1 in 1 million. There's like a 1% chance that when the hat gets shot through, it opens up and you see like his rabbit, and it's like standing in the pose.
Oh yeah, it's like it dodged the.
Yeah, and it it dodged the bullet, which is it's an act in of itself.
Yeah, it is.
And this thing gets a bullet in the head.
And everyone has their own orb,
Yeah,
like visual.
yeah. It's like the Venom's pinball.
Oh yeah, and this is
Or
also
not his pinball.
this
his-
is also
yeah.
Darkstalker-y, where it's like some supers, everyone has a unique sprite for this
Right,
super, you know.
Exactly. And
It's
I'm
like
so
everyone
glad
has their
I don't
ball.
have to think about drawing these. I only need to think about conceptualizing them.
What do you mean the ball?
Yeah, I
Ball
don't.
forms?
I'm not gonna have to worry about all this animation.
Well, because they're all balls. You mean?
No,
or
I'm
because
saying
like.
because we're not at the part where I have to. Think about that yet.
Yeah, no, because every single one of these supers is gonna be like.
Right, they're only
all of
I mean,
this,
look,
like-
look. This
Yeah, exactly.
thing.
You have to do a whole cinematic for every single stage, and it's like every person.
Right, and so I'm
And,
glad I
you
don't
know.
actually have to think about that yet. The
At least,
bullet is-
when we're making the ball forms, they're all just balls at the end of the day.
Yeah. And then the ball like cracks open.
So then it's not morbid because you're a ball. But you also just got your brains blown out.
Yeah.
Say that 5 times fast, bro. Ball brains blown out.
Yeah.
He cracked the egg, bro.
And then once you've returned back to the stage,
You actually have a bullet wound in you. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
you've
No.
actually died. He's just shot you dead.
And this game has very Mortal Kombat-y morbid deaths. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, we are making a Mortal Kombat. That's actually our third biggest inspiration.
We just really like gore and like horrific things, you know. You get a vasectomy on screen.
And then we return and you see that you were just looking into the ball again.
And you either go flying away because you just got shot, or you're just like, huh. And you still haven't hit stun, but like.
How do I make this work out? How do I make this work?
You're a person now. And you either get blown away because you got shot, or you're just like. You fall on the floor, like you just fall back, like you're
Well,
stunned, or like you
because
just got blinded or something.
I'm stupid now. I realize
He's stupid.
because
now.
the idea of the super is here's your future, right? So the idea, I
Mhm.
thought maybe it could be that. Oh, so the thing I was drawing earlier was right.
What?
Because he's showing you your future. So here, he pulls out the gun and shoots you again.
Or he just misses. You know, if he didn't shoot you.
No, he has the bomb in his hand. Because he's showing you the future.
So he either has a bomb in his hand, or he shoots you, or he misses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or he shoots a bomb. He either shoots you, or he's like, uh-oh, poof, and he shoots the bomb and you blow up. He's shooting one of them.
Oh, my thought is he's shooting you.
Well, yeah, he's shooting you if you hit that hat. If you hit the bomb hat, then he has a bomb in his hand. You know? And if he hits one of the other hats, then he shoots you and misses you or whatever.
Yeah. Or he misfires and
Yeah.
it goes up through his hat.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't draw the failure.
That's fine. It's fine. You blow up and you die. Poof, I had a bomb in my hand.
I figured out why he shoots the bomb here. It the bomb slips out of his hand and he shoots it.
And then you guys both blow up. And if you're both really low health, then it's a tie game. I'm just kidding. I don't know what would happen actually.
Yeah, probably a tie.
A tie. Oh yeah, I guess there's double KOs. This is where you set up double KOs.
Yeah, you can set them up yourself. Because I imagine it does as much damage as the victory does, right? So
Oh, but it's just he also
he
did.
just also takes it. And then of course it explodes, and then I didn't draw the failure.
But that would just be like a misfire. Or a, you know.
Yeah. This is stupid. This is so dumb.
No, this is awesome. Because you want supers that are funny.
Yeah.
You really do.
Absolutely.
I like, even though
No,
fighting
I mean,
games
I already
are...
said if I saw a game where these were the supers, I'd be like, fuck yes.
Well, because I'm thinking of like some of the reasons that like when we first played Darkstalkers, we were like, holy frig, this is a game that I want to get into, is because the supers were, I mean, they were funny. I mean, fighting games are like you're there to have fun, and I genuinely think the best thing a super can be is funny.
Yeah.
Think of like Heavenly Potemkin Buster. You're like,
Yeah,
I want to land that
mean,
more now.
That's why I
because
love Slayer
it's
so much.
funny.
It's
You know,
literally because I saw his super.
I think funny super, or just supers that you're like, I love when that lands. You know, think of like Big Band. I can
Big
I can
Band.
play a solo on you and I do my super. That's funny.
Okay, there we go. This is so complex.
It is, but
Fuck.
man,
All right, unblockable. This is grabs you, saws you in half.
that's perfect. He
Obviously.
needs that, dude. He needs that.
He grabs you
He
for
needs
my
to saw
next
you in half.
demonstration.
He like, you know, because there's like 2 blocks when he saws you in half. It could be something with like, you know, they crush into you or something. You know, that's how he's grabbing you, or he just throws you in it or something.
Right, like
you know?
his coffin slams down on
Yeah.
you.
And now you're stuck inside of it. He's like, I'm gonna cut you in half. How do they cut people in half, bro? How do they do it?
And then his coffin comes, like his coffin as a vampire, comes slamming down on you. And then goes sideways, and he saws you in half with a chainsaw.
Mm-hmm. It's magic, baby. Can you imagine the big characters looking all stupid and stuffed inside of this thing? And...
It's like bulging.
You see Sloth's big old
Yeah,
guy.
his giant gut. And here he is with a chainsaw.
But full on chainsaw, bro.
Yeah. Right, like a full. He slices you in half. to demonstrate this. It slices it down the center.
I mean,
maybe
well,
like a forward-facing sort of thing. It's like down the center of the coffin. And then what happens from here on?
you get cut in half.
Okay, what does that mean?
The board splits, and now you're. Well, I mean, because you know when they're cutting you in half, it's like your head's poking out, your feet are poking out.
Yeah.
Right? Do we want that in this?
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. It's like your head is sticking out of
You know,
the coffin.
and then your little feet are sticking out. Because then like the thing splits, and it's like, your head and your feet are separated, but like, you're not dead. You're still alive because you're in a magic trick. You know.
Yeah.
So like they're just like really confused. You're like, why am I cut in half now? Yeah, and then your character looks terrified. They're like, no, please don't freaking do it.
Yeah, it's actually hugely gory.
But you don't actually get cut in half because it's a magic trick. Holy, and you're like, no, it's okay. You're not gonna see blood and guts everywhere. You're just, you get split in two.
Okay, but how do they go from getting split in two to being back in one
Well,
piece
just like a
again?
real magic trick, he puts the boards back together, and then you come out of it, and you're like, I'm not split in half anymore. You know, that's literally what happens. In the
alright.
magic tricks, So I mean, this could obviously be a little bit more faster paced, where he like, he puts you in it, he whips out the chainsaw, you like split in half, and your character's like, what? Looks really confused, and then he just like pushes you back together, and then you come out of the board, and you're like, oh, I'm not cut in half.
Right. You're like split in half here.
Right, like you have a brief moment where your character's just like,
And he like steps forward and bows. But
and your character's
it did
terrified.
hurt. It was clearly.
Well,
pretty
yeah,
painful.
it's like you're not actually cut in half, but also it does damage to
He
you.
is taking his bow.
Look what I just did to this poor man. Or my ex-wife.
Or his literal ex-wife. Man, I've been getting really better at drawing perspective with these things.
Yeah. We gotta have like unique phrases when like you do your ultimate cinematic super against a specific character.
Yeah, it's like,
They're like, this is for taking my.
honey, I miss you, but my aim is getting
better. Yeah, that's.
Ta-da!
My aim is getting better. My aim is getting better. My aim is
Please take me back. And then you just like snap back together behind him.
Yep. And then he's like, "Phoom," and then you pop back out of it or whatever. No, you have to play the rest of the match split in half now.
Yeah, you play
Like
like
Anna Karis's, yeah.
Exactly. You actually play with only your upper body. It's the only one that's allowed.
No, you're a puppet character now.
Yeah. Makes everyone misfortune. And then the thing breaks, boards of wood go flying everywhere, and you're stood back up.
Wow, magic, bro. I love that you can explain anything with this character. Just like, well, he's a magician. Like, of course you're back together now. He's a magician.
Yeah.
He's a good magician too.
He's a great magician. Okay.
I just realized you've been operating this whole thing without the grid. How's that been going?
Well,
It works.
I didn't do it because space isn't as much of a factor.
you kind of
here.
you wanted to branch out of.
And the fact that I have to pseudo storyboard these.
Yeah.
It's giving
It
me
works
the room.
though. I mean, we can tell where everything
Yeah.
belongs.
Because here's the tough part. Dark Force.
Yeah, everyone gets Michael Jackson bad at the beginning.
Yeah. Bam, bam,
Boom,
bam.
boom, and we will not get copyrighted.
And it plays all the way out throughout it.
Oh, doom, 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 doom.
Your body's mine. All right. You think we can get I'm fat, maybe? For sloth?
we can get weird. Your butt is wide. Well, mine is too. Just watch. And then he sits on you, yeah.
I'll sit on you.
Yeah, he does it. Yeah. And he has the weird, that has the fat Michael Jackson suit. Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
So, what's this look like?
Well, it kind of depends on what the character does, because you
My
think about
thought
like.
is that okay? Initially, here's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
My initial thought is that it's a big flash. It's called Showstopper. The spotlight is on him. Like everything stops, and the spotlight goes on him. And this is how it's activated. He's like, "Everyone, watch this." Right then, now watch closely. You don't want to miss a thing. My first thought for what its passive effect is that he constantly, every hit he does, now steals life from you.
Ooh.
What do you think?
Yeah, I can see that. And the way you show that is he gets a little more vampire-y visually. Something about him.
Right, my thought is like claws break through his...
Mm-hmm. His golden fang, something with his fangs or something.
Right.
He has a golden fang.
Here's the fucked up thing.
Mm-hmm.
How much changes? Like,
Yeah.
are all of his normals
Yeah.
different?
Well, no, I don't think any of because
But do they all look different?
I mean, depends on how. I think if they look different, it's more like a effect over them, you know, than it is like a full-on new anime. Because like, yeah, there's characters like Lord Raptor and Darkstalkers where all of his normals are different because he has a chainsaw now. But that seems more like a. We have a
Okay.
character later that
Well,
does that, but for this one,
Not only that, but only his moves that physically contact you
okay,
heal him.
so some effect is on them or something
Yeah, okay.
where it steals
So-
life from you.
All right, he's got this aura. Some effect on him. All of his physical moves heal him,
Okay.
right? So,
So this is almost like more like a comeback Dark Force than it is like a. I'm gonna close out the game with this. This is
Right.
more like a. I'm in a bad spot. I'm gonna use this, and if I can utilize combos and
yeah.
whatever well, I'm gonna be able
What
to
else
get a
should
lot
this
from it.
thing do other than give you health on physical contact moves?
I think it has to do something special with his move that already
Pickpockets?
does. What's the
The,
life?
the,
life
feeling one, yeah.
that should do not just like it heals even more. Like that should do something special in this state. You know.
Yeah. We haven't even talked about how we always want this guy to have something where he gets some benefit from having overloaded cards.
Oh yeah. It's true. Does that play into this though?
Right, that's what I'm thinking is there something we can do with that where it's like
Well, this
his
is gonna
one that already steals, he like obviously we can't allow him to steal we can allow him to steal meter while he's in Dark Force.
Well, we're thinking
there's not
this-
really a problem with
This
that. is
drains meter. But I
Right,
don't
but
see why
he
this
can-
one
yeah, he
would
can
help
still
him
steal
get
it.
meter, but you're using this. You're using this as your meter.
there? Right, but I just don't know where to go from here. Because if it was something that steals meter, it's like he's overloading his meter. I mean, to make it simple, right now, what we can say is just flat across. If you have more cards than you're supposed to have, your damage is increased. How about that? Just straight across, you have a.
Well, that's just
do
what he
more damage.
like normally.
Yeah, normally,
Wait, the more or when he's overflowing in cards,
just universally across the cast.
everyone does more damage when they're overcharged.
Yeah, when they're
Because-
overcharged, everyone does more
Well,
damage.
right, because then they're gonna get mega punished because there's a punishment for being overcharged.
Exactly.
So that's a universal thing.
Right, but they do an extra amount of damage, and it's like at one extra card, they do 1 point whatever times damage. They do 1.25. Two extra cards, 1.5. Three extra cards, 1.75. Four extra cards, 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so on and so forth.
But then obviously you're gonna get way punished.
right,
at
if
that.
you even get tapped once.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens? So
Well,
health,
I
health
think.
on hit.
Yeah.
Right. Da-da-da! Da-da-da!
I'm actually a vampire. Remember that? What?
Da-da-da!
Something special has to happen with his
Da-da-da-da!
command grab. Something special has to happen because that's where he normally is already doing vampire-y things. So if he's in this
So his
install
command grab,
state,
little blind feint, big blind bites you.
that should do something very special in this state because he's he's going vampire mode on you, and his move where he does that should something special should happen with that.
Low, steals meter on the ground. High, air grab that steals meter.
Mm-hmm.
Trick, steals your lucky item.
Mm-hmm.
And then air is an air suplex.
Mm-hmm.
Where this one, he's shaking you up and down.
Yeah.
It's like... Okay, so what does bite get you, do you think?
Yeah, in this state, what does the bite part of the command grab do? Because I think it's got to do something cool and special.
So physical moves heal.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What does the command grab give you? Does it give you something? Does it... Is it even more punishing for the opponent? You know, is it...
This is a real conundrum.
I mean, what it does right now is...
It's super comebacky. It's very much comebacky.
Yes.
I think we can lean into that and just say you heal more off the bite, but not only do you heal more off the bite, he gets Slayer's universe thing.
What is that?
Do you remember when I was showing you in Zerd how Slayer can bite you, and then he gets all glowy and purple, and the next move he does on you acts like a counter hit?
Okay.
That.
Yeah, okay. I just something with like you get the grab in the state, and now you get a huge reward for it, and it's gonna heal you because you're in the state.
Yeah. Okay, bite gives guaranteed counter hit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everything?
Right, because we don't want to give like too much. I mean, think about what the Dark Forces do in Dark.
Oh, I did have an idea.
Okay.
His teleport dash gets better.
Okay.
Either his teleport dash gets better, or he no longer teleport dashes, and he just straight up runs. Like, he just runs at you.
Okay.
Like, straight up
Okay,
just
I like that.
runs at you.
Mm-hmm.
No more teleporting, but he's super fast.
Yeah.
Or it's like his teleport dash has almost like no end lag.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
Give him more movement. Yeah.
Okay, I think I like the idea.
You know what I like about this?
What?
Is we could kind of use this as kind of a general theme for the Dark Forces of like it gives you some new movement thing.
Yeah.
It gives you some sort
Proves
of
your movement. It has a passive effect and then a
you-
triggered effect.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
I did just have the thought that it's not running. It's just his teleport has no end lag, and it's no longer a big old poof. This is something it's very Slayery again because it plays into the idea that he's during normal combat he's holding back what he's capable of. So we're gonna write faster teleport, and so instead of a poof like normal. It's just like these fast, swift lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's just gone. Because it's like, oh, actually what he's doing is moving so fast I can't see him.
Oh yeah, that guy is like that's why it's not actually magic. He's just,
Right, it gives hints to the fact that he's not actually magic. He's just moving so unbelievably fast. Which is cool as hell.
Yeah.
Alright, let's design
Also,
Kesha.
well, before we do that, for the visual of this one, I imagine, because obviously the Dark Forces like visually change. So
Yeah.
I like the idea of like the lights kind of dim a little bit.
Yeah.
And he has a spotlight on him the entire time.
Yes.
And so he's running around with a
that's
spotlight.
So good. The way it puts in this kind of terror, the way that you know he's gone, but like the spotlight
Right.
slowly follows, so it's harder to read visually. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Like the spotlight has to find him from where he is.
Yeah.
So,
And you can still see in the dark,
Shit,
but
that's
it's a little
so-
bit
right,
darker.
it's
So
just-
you're just like running around in the dark, and you're like, I'm gonna try to get
right.
out
So
of
you're
here.
a little afraid. That's so cool. That's so baller. I hope that's on recording. I'm not gonna forget that.
Yeah,
though.
I don't think we forget that.
Let's design Cash Out.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention I did look this up way earlier, and it says YouTube streams under 12 hours automatically upload and get
Oh,
archived.
cool.
So I think we'll be fine.
Baller.
Yeah, we should.
I got bad news though.
Yeah.
We're going for another 13 at least.
Another.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
So cash out happens while he's in vampire. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, yeah. This leads directly from what we just talked about.
Yeah. Cash. It can only happen while he's in vampire. So what happens here?
Oh, this is the big cinematic.
This is big.
This is our Heavenly
cinematic,
Potemkin Buster
Yeah.
of this character. Okay.
He disappears.
It
And
goes
he's
fully
in.
dark.
He's in your house, and he steals something from your house.
Your screen goes black and you see him behind you in the room. I'm
No,
just kidding.
I mean, what's a magician? What
No.
are magician
Yeah.
like finale things?
Yeah.
A lot of
We-
pyrotechnics.
We
a
should have
lot
gone
of
to a
bursting
magician
flame.
show for this.
Yeah, we should have researched by
Actual
going to a
one.
magical act. I did have an idea
Mm-hmm.
of a time stop.
Okay.
He just like time stops, and he's just free to cash out a big old combo on you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it is.
Oh, this is where every fighting game needs a time stop. No, I'm just kidding. But what do you mean? Like
right? It's just like your time is stopped. He's stopped time, and he's now liable to do whatever he wants to do.
okay.
I like the idea of it a whole lot. One, because it's a kind of a teaching ultimate where it's like, this is it. This is your moment, kid. Go show off your maximum damage combo.
Okay.
And then it has like some ending effect, right?
Well,
So
right,
it's like
'cause
you
I was
activate it
gonna
with
say-
the time stop,
We still need.
and
this...
then there's an ending where it's like something happens.
Yeah, we still need the super cinematic part.
Yeah.
You know, so there still needs to be something about it that is like.
No, I just
You
the raging demon input should be there where the time stop is, because that's that kind of funny thing.
So that as the special super.
Yeah,
is
as a
the-
special
yeah.
super is a time stop.
I
Go
think that's
show off
good.
your awesome combo, kid.
Yeah.
Or taunt twice during
so,
it, or just
so
taunt
so
during it.
like the big band time stop. It's literally
Exactly.
a raging demon. In
Yeah,
it, too,
literally.
So
Yeah, no, that's
good.
okay. But
Okay,
this,
yeah. This one is like you're in this scary state. You know, he's the
okay.
main. He's on the spotlight.
Other
you
idea.
know.
This is like Dimitri's. It's like Soul Bad Guys rush forward, grab you. That's what this is. Where he
Okay.
just rushes forward, grabs you. What does he do while he's got you?
First of all, I like the idea that when you activate this, he like cuts the spotlight and then he like goes in on you in the dark.
Yeah,
And then once it lands, then he does like his big thing, you know.
yeah.
But then it's like once he gets into it, what does he do?
No, I actually don't like the idea of the lights being cut.
No, you want to
Yeah.
see it?
Well, I like the idea of the spotlight is on him.
Mm-hmm.
The big cinematic is, all right, here it comes. Again, okay, I'm going to try the spotlight because that's something we definitely want for sure, I think. Whether it cuts out or whether it like stays on him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to draw his hands like... I don't know how I can make it look like the way I want him to look. Where he's just like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to make it look like that. Maybe something like this angle? This is fucking ridiculous. Hey, yo!
Yo, it's me, Greed. It's not my name.
Okay, what happens? So my thought is rush forward. Big old rush forward.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when he gets you? Is it like Slayer Bite cinematic? Or...
Yeah, I'm thinking of think about cinematic supers.
Does he... What happens? How does he cash out? Also, I don't know if we've said it, but I feel like cash outs should spend all 5 cards of Dark Force.
Well, you're already using up 5 by being in Dark Force.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you're
and
saying-
so whenever
well,
you do
'cause-
this, that's when you're officially saying, these are all gone for me. Because when you activate it, the cards aren't gone. The cards still
Well, they
exist.
go down.
Yeah, they
like,
slowly
burn or
run out.
whatever.
But so like you can still use EX moves, for example.
Oh, okay, but it's gonna make your Dark Force last less time.
Right.
But this one is like
no matter what you have, it'll use the remainder of the cards.
well, right, and so optimally you'd want to use it at the very end.
Right. So do we make it?
Yeah. This is different. This designing a little cinematic thing is different than what
How does he? Like, we aren't sure how he rushes forward to get you.
I mean, yeah. But I'm kind of thinking more what he does when he gets there. I'm just trying to think of cinematics right now.
Okay, I've had
that we
another
can
thought.
already know of, yeah.
Instead of putting the spotlight on himself, he puts it on you.
Mm-hmm.
It stuns you unless you block it, right? And then we can go from there, kind of. That's just a thought, right? He puts the spotlight
Okay.
goes on you.
Mhm.
It locks onto you,
He's putting you on the spot.
right? This is a toughie. This is a toughie. I'm gonna look for like inspiration or
Yeah.
he makes the stage lights crash down on you.
Okay.
Wow, cool response, bro.
I'm thinking.
Really epic.
I'm thinking.
I should have gotten something to eat.
Did you not?
I did not.
Hey everybody, he didn't eat.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. He
And
jump
I-
scares you. He foxy FNAF. Was it the bite of? What does he do? How is this one so hard?
Does he transform you?
We
into
had
something?
such momentum.
I know, right?
Transformation
He turns you into something.
Isn't
He
just-
turns you into a lot of things.
turns you into a woman.
He's Dimitri, guys.
He turns you into a statue of gold. He turns you.
I feel like he could turn you into a bunch of things. Like, he repeatedly changes what you are or something. You know,
No.
he's like, no.
No, I'm
No.
not with. I'm not with.
You
it.
don't want to make 8 million different.
I don't truly. Look at how many 8 million different things I have to make. Look at how many 8
Don't give me
million-
more work.
I already. Not only do I already have to draw everyone's ball form, I need to do everyone's coffin gag. I need to do if this is a unique item, I need to do everyone's unique item. I need to think of what everyone looks like when they're getting grabbed. Like, come on now.
Hey, this is the big one.
Have some sympathy.
This is the big one.
This is the big one.
Hey, we're in this together, man.
This is the big one.
This needs to be the one. You know?
This is the big one. This is gonna be a fucking Skullgirls.
What do you mean?
It's gonna start now, and it's not gonna be done until like 2 decades later.
Is that how that worked? Yeah,
Skullgirls started in 2015,
Mm-hmm.
and they just last year released their newest character, the Skullgirl.
Well, that just means what, they've been updating it for a long time?
Yeah, they've been obviously hand drawn animation and all
Yeah.
of that. What I mean, what happens? What happened? What will happen? What should happen? What could happen?
Well, again, think, like, what are like, big cinematic supers that you know?
Big cinematic
You know?
supers. I think of the instant kills from Zerg.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
You know, but it feels like we've done things on the level of instant kills.
Yeah.
Truly, we have.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots you with a gun.
He turns you into a different character.
What's a vampire thing to do? Maybe something with the cards. He turns you into a card. Like Johnny. You become a big card. And then that's a cute little thing everyone has. Which is like what they look like on a card.
That is
right?
funny, yeah.
As a face.
Mhm. He shuffles you to a deck. And
Shuffles
then
you.
you get a different character. That's so dope. Can you imagine? He's
No,
very
but
fun.
imagine right now. No, but imagine right now. No, but seriously, imagine right now. That's so dumb. That's like on the level. There's characters in video games that are kind of like that. There's like 11 who gets to play as whatever
Yeah.
character you're playing as. There's Captain Ginyu in Dragon Ball who switches bodies with you. This is messed up because it doesn't force him to play a different character. It forces you to play a different character.
Well, here's the thing: you get this at very late.
This is
You're
such a
probably
fuck-
you're probably
This-
near the
no,
end of the round.
No, I refuse. I refuse
Think about
to
it.
let you.
You're on like round 3.
This is something I would only allow. I would only allow this as another secret super, like Special Boy Super, and it takes 7 cards.
Because I only see this working if it's like you have to do it on like the 3rd round or something, and like the round is about to end, like the whole set is about to end.
That's a secret super.
You know.
That's a secret super. Fuck that. Maybe this is time stop.
The other one makes more sense as time stop.
No, it
Yes,
does.
it
I know
does.
it does.
And
but-
this one needs to be like you know like
Okay, fine. The time stop will have a super secret variation where he can change the character.
this. I imagine it being you have to have
I'm
7.
gonna vomit.
No,
I'm gonna vomit.
it's like an insta kill setup where it's like you need to have 7 cards. They need to be at this much health on this round.
No, I like
and then
the,
it does
I like
that.
it just being 7. Maybe 8 cards. No, 8 or 7 because there's 8 characters.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like 8 cards. You need 8 cards. You need 8 cards. It forces you to get 8 cards.
Well, it could be 7 because you take the card from them. That's them.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
And
okay.
then
So it
shuffles
takes
it.
7.
Sorry, I'm like way far away from the mic. I just
It
realized.
takes yeah, okay. It takes 7
So
because you do get the card that's them.
and there's a chance they get their character back. There's a
That's
chance
so
they get their
true.
character.
It is a very small chance they just get their character back.
I love this as a secret super.
This is a stupid.
That's a funny
fucking-
because it's not even like it's that like optimal. Of it's just like, hey, you have to play a different character now.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. This is the funny because you again.
Imagine.
There's stuff like holy shit. There's stuff like Elise in the JoJo fighting game or Anakaris who makes you a smaller, shittier
Yeah.
guy. This is not on that
'Cause
level.
It's like
This is
if you don't
awful.
know how to play anyone
You're
else,
still-
you're like, I don't know how to play this character.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Or no, but imagine it's like in a situation where you're trying out a new character and then he uses this on you and then you get your main from before
Right,
and then you're like,
that's what
okay,
I'm
I'm my main now.
saying.
Like it's so
like,
stupid.
Or it's like he doesn't. I actually know how to do this input with this guy.
Yeah, and then
or
you
it's like actually I got Dimitri and I was holding on to 7 cards and I know how to do the super. And so guess what? Your character switched. That is so.
This is
Fuck.
amazing. This is
Um,
amazing.
I'm gonna. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna put. I don't know where to put that super.
This is just an Easter egg thing. This is a really niche, random thing.
I mean, I feel like he has to have a time stop super.
Okay, but the thing about the time stop is time stops are almost like install states in themselves, and you're using that in an install state. And I guess that
That's
works.
true, yeah.
But like, I just imagine like the Raging Demon input one being this time stop because this one seems like it needs the big one where it's like this just does a bunch of damage to you because you know you got in
Yeah,
a situation
no,
and
that's
you landed
true.
it. You
That's
know,
very fair.
like Street Fighter Critical Arts. You know,
You're so correct. It's just what
it's just I know it's just how what one do we
figuring
do?
it out what it is.
you know?
Like it's a finale.
Yeah,
It is. It's literally his finale.
Exactly.
It's his last act.
it's his final act, and but what do we?
What if it's something fucking stupid? What if it's like a whole preparation? It's like a. And then your character's mind just.
That's funny because no one knows what you just did.
No,
but
no one
I
knows
no,
what you
I
just
like
did. That's 'cause
I really actually like the idea where it's like he's actually like a vampire who has magical abilities, and he's pretending to just be a normal magician
Yeah.
that does all these tricks, and then his finale
It's just
is
he does
that-
a real magic trick.
is
Then
he
it's
does-
like
you know?
a dumb fucking.
and then your character just the character's like, how did he do it? And their minds blown.
Dude.
Yes, okay. And it's funny. It's funny, and you know what you want your supers to be? You want them to be funny. And this is a funny one where you're like, I want to land this because it's hilarious, and I want to see the character's reaction to this.
It's.
Yeah.
I did have one more idea.
Okay.
Is that this move, it hits you, and the idea is that he's forcing your character to put on a show.
Okay.
My inspiration is Lilith's Gloomy Daydream.
Okay, yeah, right.
You remember that move?
Uh-huh.
That's my inspiration.
Okay.
Is that he forces them to put on a show.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays a rhythm mini game.
I kind of like, you can kind of incorporate with this with the thing that you just said, is you can kind of almost do a thing of like, he puts you in a situation where he's like, let's ask the audience which act they like better, and then the other person has to put on some sort of show, you know?
Yeah.
And then he just does the stupid finger thing.
Yeah.
And then the audience votes for him, and they're like, yes, we love this guy, you know?
Yeah, he like
Like-
this is so good because he's calling out to the judges. He's almost like bribing the judges directly,
Right.
and he's like, "Who's better?"
Who's better, this
and
guy?
to literally be a Gloomy Daydream.
Mhm.
Like Lilith literally throws her top hat in Gloomy
Yep.
Daydream.
Yep.
All right, put on a show, make it good.
And then you do a whole thing.
You
Good
do a
inputs
whole
or whatever.
thing.
You know, you do like
it's should it
you
be
know,
a rhythm mini game?
it could
do you
be.
think?
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could just be like, who controls it is the thing.
I do think the opponent controls it.
So is it like an impossible rhythm mini game?
It's not like, that would be really funny if it was like insanely hard, but if you get like
Well,
insanely good
like
at
Gloomy
it, you know?
Daydream is impossible. It's literally impossible to do it perfectly. So it's literally just a waste of 2 bars of meter.
Mm. But that's because Lilith is doing it.
Right.
In this case, if we have the opponent doing it,
Yeah.
I like the idea of it's like, it's really hard. You're probably gonna take the damage, but there's this really rare chance that you're perfect at it, and then that character does actually win the vote. You know.
Okay.
But it's really hard. You know.
It's
So you're
very
probably
hard.
not gonna do it. But there's like a really
This
you know.
means you're so you fucked me. Cuz that means this move has a whole new set of special animations for every character trying to put on a show. That's fucked. That's quite fucked.
It's the big super.
Oh god.
It's
damn
the big super.
it. God.
It's the big
damn
one.
it. God damn
It's the
it.
big super.
Okay, what should the UI for this rhythm mini game be?
I mean, we can decide that later, right? I mean, we don't even know what the UI of the normal game looks like.
I did just have another dumb idea for
Okay.
how it could work. Instead of being a rhythm mini game,
Okay.
he's giving you the opportunity to do your biggest combo on him.
It's funny.
Right,
It's
but
funny.
none of it damages him.
Okay.
But you're trying to like. Just had a really fucked idea.
Okay.
There is a damage that will be dealt to you in the ending cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
And for all the damage you do in your combo against him when he gives you the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
is subtracted from the damage you will take.
So you try to do as good of a combo as you can.
You try to do as
That's
good of a
funny.
combo as you possibly can.
Oh, okay. So you do a whole combo, and then he's like, "Okay, watch this," and then he goes crazy on you.
Exactly, and he just obliterates you.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. And so then the opponent has to, again, this is kind of like the cup thing. It's like, in a panic, you have to be like, I gotta do good. Otherwise, I'm gonna die. I gotta do as good as I can.
Okay, yeah. So there he is. He lets
Okay,
himself get hit by your combo, right?
It's like, I'm gonna make this fair. Okay?
As you know, sure you can. You've got the top hat on.
He throws the top at you. Your turn.
You think you think it's easy? All right, you do it. All right, yeah, he lets you do your big old combo, and he's you know, he's like literally Slayer when Slayer is getting hit, and then once it's over, what does he do to you?
I imagine
Because I liked the idea of he does a stupid real magic trick, and it just blows your mind. It literally just explodes you. He's like, it's like incomprehensible to you.
Yeah, I think that needs to
And
be
it
in
just
there 'cause
literally-
it's really funny.
Yeah, it's also one of those things where it's like, I could literally kill you just by blowing your mind. I could kill you just by showing you something incomprehensible.
I'm that good of a magician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
like that.
Okay, it ends. You get the damage subtracted from you, right? You like see visually on your health bar how much damage it's gonna do, and so your combo on him, it slowly takes it back down.
I like the idea if the opponent does literally nothing that he just kills you, or something.
If you don't even
Like
punch
if you
him, he
literally don't
just
punch
kills
at all,
you.
because you have to intentionally do that
Yeah,
basically.
you
So
do,
it's like
it's
if you
true.
literally do nothing. I imagine the first time you get hit by that, you like don't realize you're in control. You're like, what's happening? Wait, am I? And then you're like, oh wait, I can move, but then you already ran out of time, and so then he's like, okay, and then you're like a timer's just going on. You're like, wait a minute, I can control right now, and you're like, oh wait,
Instant
yeah.
kill.
And then you just die because you did nothing. Because then that's only gonna work one time. I mean, you find that super a second time, you're like, okay, I know not to do nothing, but there's just like a little, yeah, there's a timer up there. It's like, here's your time. Do something awesome.
Do something cool, and then once it's over, he blows your goddamn mind.
Yep. He does the old finger trick.
For viewers listening who do not know what happened, I did that trick where you pretend to take off your thumb by making your other thumb look like your original thumb. That's fucking.
Which is real magic.
Which is real magic. I can actually do that for real. And then just
Your mind is blown. Because he's a really good magician.
how the fuck did he do that? How did he do that? How did he do that?
You can do it. Where's his finger go?
How did he do that? How did you take it off?
Like,
How did you do
and
that?
then put it back on.
He took it off and he put it back on.
And
How
no
is that
scar.
possible?
There's no scarring.
There's
nothing.
no scar. Look, are you touching yourself? It's there. Okay, that's really good. I feel like we're not gonna remember any of these, so it's good that these these are not very good drawn, but
Oh no,
we're not
understand.
gonna forget. All right, and then simple time stop,
Raging Demon.
raging demon time stop.
We don't really need to necessarily come up with the specific button combos. I think that kind of comes up with like Raging Demons are sometimes inherently in themselves a combo.
Yeah.
So I think we literally just write that this is a Raging Demon and we can decide the specific buttons later.
What's look up Akuma's freaking symbol right now so I can draw it here.
Akuma symbol? What
yeah,
do you mean?
the symbol on the back
his,
of his gi.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Look that up.
Akuma's, yeah.
Man, wouldn't it be funny if there's just like a guy sitting in chat right now?
I've checked. That's when I'm on my phone is I'm checking.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's like the symbol for fire.
Is it?
There it is.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's just a time stop. And you know what's awesome about the time stop?
Yeah.
All we gotta do is like a filter or something.
Yeah. It just has to
And
go.
like a noise or something, you know? Mm-hmm.
Ding.
Microwave beep, beep, beep. No, I'm just kidding. But
I like that it kind of works like the inverse of this.
What do you mean?
Whereas
Like-
this is almost like a reverse time step. Where he's like, all right, kid, show me what you got.
He like lets you do it. Yeah.
Right. This is like
This
the
is like-
inverse of that.
Now watch this.
Which I think would be funny is if it looks like this.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's literally just like this is the.
But he throws
Right.
it onto his own head.
He does a flip and then it lands back on his
Right.
head.
In fact, I can't. I'm just gonna,
Reuse some assets, baby.
It's what every good video game developer does.
Exactly.
And this goes right back onto his head. So it looks, you're like, all right, I'm ready. And then he pulls this shit. And it's time freeze. Spotlight's on him.
Funniest part about this is depending on how much cards the super uses up, you could do this time stop and then go into your Dark Force. And then. If you had a lot of cards.
All right, time freeze. Now let's try that dumb fucking super.
This is the. You need 7 cards. You got to use them all, and it's got to be like on the 3rd round, and they got to be like at this much health. You can decide the specifics later, but
no,
this is
I
the situational
think
insta kill thing.
The only thing it takes is you need to have 7 cards.
You need to be in Dark Force with 7 cards.
I don't even know about Dark Force.
Wait a minute. We how many cards? 5 is the Dark Force. 7 is your max.
Yeah.
And more than that is an overcharge. So I almost wonder if this super should be like you have to be in that overcharge.
Well, that's what I said, but I feel like 7 is pretty close to that without being that.
Mhm.
It's a full bar of meter, to be fair.
I guess once you're at 7, you're now overcharged,
Basically, yeah.
and so you are in that overcharge state, are
Yeah.
you not?
Yeah, you
Or
are.
can you? So when you're at 7, are you safe, or is it once you get that 8th one you're
Once you
overcharged?
get
or
the
you thinking
8th one,
just
you're
once
overcharged.
Okay, so you're not overcharged during this.
No,
Okay.
you're not.
But you're right about to
You're
be.
at risk of it
Yeah.
because you're still gaining meter.
Mhm.
And again, this does feel like it's the second round. If you keep your meter in this game, which I think we do like you keeping meter.
Kind of, but then also you keep too much. You don't like that, but then also you can kind of utilize that. So there's,
Oh shit!
you know,
If he sacrifices his health, if he's got like 5 cards by the end of round 1,
mm-hmm.
and he sacrifices health for 2 more cards, I guess the only issue.
Wait,
is
how would you
landing on him.
sacrifice? Wait, you mean like?
Remember when we talked about the mechanic where in between rounds?
Oh,
you
yeah. he puts
sacrifice
down,
health for
yeah,
cards.
Yeah. Yeah. He has 7.
This is fucked.
Yeah, it is.
Because that means this is actually okay. We need to make it like a hard input.
Yeah, it's gotta be something stupid.
It's got to be like a raging demon. It has to be another raging demon. It has to be like an Anacharis raging.
It's gotta be like a raging demon with double core circles in it or something stupid. You know, this button, double core circle, this button, some other
Or-
thing, or like this, you know, or like something stupid.
We can also. No, I don't know.
He becomes a charge character. No, I'm just kidding.
We can maybe. I'm just like thinking. How can we like? Do you need Dark Force to activate it? Maybe you have
That's
to
what
be
I'm
in
saying.
Dark
Like,
Force.
that's what I was saying. Like you are going to Dark Force. This is a replacement for your
Cash out.
Cash out. Yeah.
No, that's it. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all the balancing we need to do. We haven't thought of a name for Dark Force.
No, we've just been saying Dark Force. But I mean, we'll
Yeah.
unless you kind of have ideas right now, we can also just come back to it.
Okay, we'll just call it the D.
Yeah, it's
we'll
Dark
just call
Force
it
for
DF
now.
right now. When in DF. And then it's another raging demon, which I'm just gonna draw the icon for.
Mm-hmm. And it will use 7 cards up.
Yeah.
So you're in Dark Force, and so it's going to use those 5 from the Dark Force and also 2 extra.
God, this is a dumb. This is so. This would make me play this game.
That's what
Just
I'm
this
saying.
character
That's
alone.
what I'm saying. This character has so many things with him that you're like, oh my gosh.
He holds out his wand.
Are we not doing a good job then at making the main character one that you actually want to play where instead of it being like this is the baby character, you
what
know?
do you mean?
No, we're making this not the baby character.
Exactly.
That's what I'm like. I'm
You're doing
like
an incredible job of making this guy the coolest guy in the
that's what
video
I'm
game.
saying is like we're on our first character and we're like, man, this guy's awesome. It's like we still have all these characters to go that are also gonna be awesome.
It turns you into a special card.
And you have cool little art, which we will sell as merch eventually.
Yeah, we'll sell it as an actual deck of cards.
That's awesome, actually. That like has to be a thing. We're gonna have merch one day. There he is.
And then he puts you in a big old deck.
He shuffles up.
He shuffles them. This is fucking dumb.
I'm so glad we're doing
This is so dumb. This is the coolest move in a video game.
That's what I'm telling you, bro.
And then he pulls out a new card of a different character.
And again, it could also be your card. Or it could
Uh-huh.
be, it's probably going to be a different one. I like the idea that also, like, Sloth's card is, he's like, he barely fits on it. He's so big.
And after a poof,
You're this guy.
you're them.
This is so funny, too, because it implies that the character you shuffled in is just, like, somewhere else
He's
now.
in there.
Like, he's just...
He's in there.
He's a card now.
You just pulled a different character into the game.
The game has to load in the character while the animation is playing.
It does. No, you're so right. This is huge because it requires the game to load you a new character.
Reshuffling and loading in the character.
It literally does.
Yeah.
There is at least, like, I'm thinking about this from a coding perspective too.
Mm-hmm.
There is only one precedent for something like this in the game, and it's Envy, who can copy moves.
Wait.
This is like,
Yeah.
this is something else, dude. He just made you a new guy. This is the coolest move in any fighting game.
But I told you.
Imagine,
When
but see, to me, this is the move that makes this game like, no, I don't play it competitively. Nobody plays it competitively. Because he makes you a different guy. He turns you into a different dude. I don't like the matchup. Here comes a new one. Mother of God. This is something else. This is something else, dude. This is twisted.
Wait, feed. Mama made some really good soup. If you guys are hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yes. How's it going, Chad? Good. Gage.
Gage. Yep.
There's some really good soup.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm ill. I'm ill. I
I'm
feel
so-
sick. I feel like I'm dreaming.
When I said the character switching thing, I knew you were either gonna punch me in the face or you were gonna blow up.
This is the like truly.
It's so
imagine.
no. It's so toxic, dude.
I want you to imagine.
It's so
You've
toxic.
had a really bad day. You had a horrible day. You go to play your favorite fighting game, this cool new indie fighting game you paid $20 for. This game is not selling for $20.
Yeah, we haven't decided how much.
This game, you go and play it. You pick it up. You go online. You pick your favorite. You pick Sloth. First match. It's Dimitri. All right. Well, I know this character. I just want to relax today. Just want to have a good time. Oh wow, he's really not playing well.
Right.
This guy's not playing that
He's
great.
not using his.
He's not using his
supers.
meter. I feel like I'm really knocking him out of the. Now loading.
Envy.
You're now Envy. Now you're playing Envy.
You're playing a really hard character.
You're
now.
playing the most difficult character in the game, who requires an entire match of setup of this is horrible.
Imagine this is. You know what I imagine is like imagine that we're playing this and like you're a greed main and I'm a whatever main, and we've done so many matches together that I'm now forced to learn at least a little bit of the rest of the cast because we've done this so many times where I'm like, some of the times I'm not playing my character because sometimes he saves up for it.
And you imagine the dread in your heart playing against me, watching me not spend.
I'm like, dude, I know what you're doing. We're on round 2 and I'm like, dude.
Knowing damn well I have features like the tracking card, like the spinning hair, like stealing your burst, like super important combo.
Dude, this really is the most toxic move because you have to not use most of your kit to be able to do it.
I have my
You have to
favorite
not-
supers I've ever designed.
You have to not do this stuff on Wake Up. You can't do any of this.
I'm not using my Dark Force. I'm not doing anything. And you just know it's fucking coming.
It's such a toxic
Dude,
move,
it's so ill.
It's so toxic.
It's so
because
ill-minded.
it's probably not even the most optimal because if you utilize all your other things with your meter, you could probably get more done. I think it's funny if this doesn't even do damage; it just straight up swaps your character.
No,
too.
that's what I'm saying.
You
No,
know?
no damage.
Like it's
just,
toxic.
You're a different guy
You know,
now.
like it's full on toxic where it's just like this is unoptimal. I have to specifically go for this. I'm using up a ton of resources and not utilizing most of my kit, and then I get it, and you're just messed up, dude.
Oh, God. I feel ill. I feel like I'm gonna throw the hell.
But can you
dude.
not imagine that we're playing a game like Darkstalkers, we're going in and you're trying out this character and then you finally land this and I'm like, there's no way it's
And
switching
I
my
need-
character
I-
and I'm
I-
like, we're freaking out, dude.
I turn you into QB all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
and I'm just like, what?
And it's like,
what?
yeah,
is
figure
this,
it out,
this is actually gonna
fucker.
last like this?
Yeah, and
we
it's
get onto round 3 and I'm like, I'm still that character? I'm like, what is this?
No, but see, if you're still that character in round 3, you DC. This character would make you DC.
Like, you wait for the card to get pulled out, you're like, please just be my main again, and then you just... And it's like,
You
not,
would DC
and you're like,
instantly. You would disconnect. Okay, this has to be
amazing.
this has to be a like you can turn this off, right?
this is off in ranked or something.
This has to be like a you can't. This is a secret move that you can only do when in local versus. And it's like it's if there's like a story mode, it's like an RPG where you're unlocking all of your moves, and this is like you unlock this, and you've unlocked it, and now you can use it in the actual main game, dude.
Just not on ranked mode, but I could use it.
That is so fucked
It's so funny.
up.
It's so funny.
That is so
It's
fucked.
funny, dude.
It is the funniest. It is the. If I heard there was a video game we could play right
That's what
now
I'm saying. That's what I'm
that had this mechanic,
You want to play it now.
this is fucked.
Like, it's a similar vibe to, like, Big Band being like, oh, you can slow down time and then play a song and then kill them.
It is, but
And you're like,
it's
I
so,
want to play that.
It's so much more ill.
It's
It's not even like it's not even like Captain Ginyu. I swear, it's not even like it would be. It would even be like not as bad if it was like this move kills you instantly.
Yeah, it's because it's not.
It's not. It doesn't kill you instantly. It makes you a different guy.
That's you could end up balancing it to be because like the same way you'd balance an insta kill in Guilty Gear is you could treat it like that.
Well, this
You know?
it requires you to be in Dark Force, and it requires you to have 7 cards.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to write that with 7 cards.
Well, if you
I
want to
feel like
make it
we
even
almost
more
forgot.
strict, you could be like you have to use it at the beginning of your Dark Force. Like you can't just let your Dark Force go out and then do it. You gotta like use your Dark Force and then go for it very quickly.
No,
You know.
no. I like the idea, but there's just when you enter your Dark Force at 7 cards, there's this lingering fear, this tenseness in their hearts as you're comboing them. Of he got 7 cards.
He has all of them,
He has 7 cards. He has all the cards he needs.
and he combos into it.
This is fucked.
funny,
this is
dude.
this
It's
is
funny.
a bad idea.
It's so funny.
It is the
though.
funniest move.
So
This
funny.
I thought I had peaked with
what I'm
when he
saying,
appears
bro.
in the audience and throws stuff at you. This is criminal. This is criminal. This is something else. This is an instant DC, dude. This does not appear in his move list.
It doesn't tell you, dude. Yeah, it doesn't tell you. You have no idea. And then someone doesn't like, dude, I swear I did a move where I switched characters. I made him switch. What do you mean, dude? That's not a move in a
This
game.
is so fucked up. This is so fucked up.
I'm so glad you went along with this.
How could I not? It's the coolest move in a video game. You changed their character. You make them, but see, it's not the degree of Anakaris making you a shitty little guy.
Mhm.
It's not the degree of switching bodies with you. It's not even like that character in Dragon Ball Z who just instantly kills you. This is a new kind of fucked up because it doesn't do any damage.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just makes you a different character. It's purely psychological.
It is.
It's just
Because you could be good with that character.
it just destroys one-trick ponies. And
It
that's
does.
all it does.
Because anyone who could play the entire roster is like, okay, you just used up all that meter and you didn't use it during the first round. Now I'm just gonna go with a different gameplay. But imagine you're playing this for the first time. You only know how to play one character. And so you just get hit with that, and you're like, can I pause the game and look? No, I can't look at my moves.
This is so fucked. This is so fucked. Truly. There's something wrong with this.
And then you don't say the input, so someone who's just learning the game, it goes off to play with their friend, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you play green? That's cool." And then, you know,
He's the main guy, you know.
yeah,
He's pretty easy. He kind of teaches you the game. He's kind of cool stuff though, like his teleport dash and.
And then you get hit with, and you're just like, "What did you just do?" Like I've been grinding out Pride for all this time, and I've actually learned combos for once in my life.
This
This is it, bro.
This is it. This is the moment that will go down in history as they made the most fucked game ever. When they thought this was a good idea, that's when everyone knew they had nothing. What is this? Okay, we have to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, we did it.
Yeah.
We have done it.
Quick
every
little
super.
quick little thing. We said EX moves use 1 card.
Yeah, EX moves.
Does it
use
make
one
sense for
card.
supers to use like 2 cards?
My thought is 2, 3, up to 5, depending on
Oh,
the
it's
effect.
different. That's
Right, like
okay.
my thought is like this would use 5 cards. Because
Really,
it's
as much
almost
as
like a Dark Force. Like you said, it's almost
Okay.
an install state in
Mhm.
of itself. Right?
Maybe like
Only it would
4.
not last as long as
Yeah.
Dark Force.
yeah. I think somewhere around 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this cost 5 cards. And these feel like 3 card.
Well, the cash out is just included. With
Not the
Dark
cash
Force,
out. I'm
isn't it?
talking
Yeah.
about these ones
Yeah.
here. Either 3 or 2 card moves. I like 3
Yeah.
because that's a lot more of a commitment. It really makes you think. How fast are you getting meter in this
Yeah,
game?
I mean we don't exactly know that.
Because this character has an ability that literally takes meter.
Mhm.
He
Well,
just takes it from you.
I'm thinking like relative to EX moves. because we don't exactly know how
Yeah.
fast meter is going to be gained. But I think relative to EX, it being like 2 or 3 is good.
Okay. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna
Yeah.
write is I'm gonna put.
Which one feels like the most powerful between these 3?
I feel like this is a 3.
The reversal.
Yeah, because it's a pretty big call out,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get enough cards to do it twice in a row, but it's not it's not a good idea.
I feel like this one's 2.
This one, yeah, this is definitely a 2.
And then I feel like the unblockable, by it
This
being an
is 2.
unblockable. Oh, okay, you think 2?
I think
I
2.
feel like it could be, depending on how powerful unblockables are,
It's a grab.
I guess. Oh,
It's
it functions
basically
more
a
as
grab.
Okay.
This one is basically a grab,
Okay, yeah.
and then this one uses
I mean, it just uses up the rest of your Dark Force, right?
DF, which we need to think of a
Mhm.
name for. I like how we stopped trying to think of names for things.
Well, I mean, even when we kind of come back on the names. You know, like we were thinking of like, what do we call Twist? It was just dust. It was our equivalent of dust.
Right, but I'm
Yeah.
glad we understand. We can just move by them right now. And
Well, yeah, exactly.
keep it.
And
All
then,
right. Well, I think it's time we come to the big important talk today. What do we do now?
Yeah, so we now have laid down the rough draft of the move list.
Right. This is his entire moveset. This is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we add another thing here.
This is everything you would pause the game and look at. Okay, here's my special moves.
Right.
Here's
This
my
is
super
everything.
moves,
You're yeah.
You know. I know
So-
how to do normals.
The big question here is, do we now with a full move set take this, just say, all right, that's ace,
Mm-hmm.
and then move on to the next character?
Right.
Or are we lining up for a Greed Part 4 where we make this guy's literal design and figure out what he looks like and figure out his intros and his dialogues and what his lore is and what his plot is?
What I'm thinking is, so the first idea you were saying something of like we kind of just move
Yeah.
away from greed for a little bit.
We leave it here. We say, all right,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
a move set. If somebody wanted to make this video game right now, they could make this character functionally.
Right. For me, what I'm thinking of is if we do that option, it would be like we move on to gluttony now. I feel like it would be better if we kind of had an episode in between instead of directly diving into, okay, we just finished a moveset, now let's go into gluttony's moveset. I feel like we might get a little fatigued of making moveset. Maybe we might want like a bit in between.
Uh-huh.
Domínio, já são 10. Você tem que estar no nome do tempo aí. Eu sei, mas você não gosta que eu faça um verso? Por favor.
That's great. What's up? What are you saying?
If we were to do gluttony's moveset now,
Yeah.
I feel like we would get, like, I feel like it would be valuable to have a bit in between making another moveset, you know, going on to a little bit of a different topic. So I feel like having this finalized bit with greed and then doing a different part of it, which is not moveset, which is like, you know, visuals or whatever. And then
You
we go
think-
back, and then we go back into moveset because, like, I just feel like us doing movesets back to
That's
back to back
true.
to back to back might be like.
I
a
think
little
my
rough.
only issue is like, where does that end? Because then it
Right.
becomes an infinite, coastline.
Yeah.
Because it's, well, do we stop at visual design? Do we stop at the way this guy looks and sounds? Do we stop at what it looks like when he gets hit? Do we stop at what his taunt looks like? Do we stop at some of the, like, his lines? Do we stop at his lore?
I think,
We need to set those terms, I think.
yeah, well, what I'm thinking is we just have an episode where we just establish a little bit, like, just a bit of his visual and more specifics of what is his outfit what is he gonna look like, and that way we can kind of be like, we have a rough draft of his moveset and a rough draft of his actual character design, and we'll just leave it
Yeah,
at that
okay,
for
so
a bit
here's
for
the
now,
thought. Is Greed Part 4 appearances, which all we hone in on are more minute things. What does he look like when he's getting hit? What are his taunts?
Or even
What
just,
does he actually look like?
right, I'm thinking
What does he sound like?
emphasizing the actual look. Like, can you be like, because I mean, we're both probably visualizing a slightly different, we're kind of just making assumptions in our
Right.
brain of what he looks like. We should I think the main focus
have like
should be
come to what it
that way
looks
we
like.
can both be like, oh yeah, we've seen the concept art, we've made concept art of the character.
Yeah,
Like, you know, we look through the Darkstalkers and here's like the initial
I like
image.
that.
So you can actually look at him and be like, okay, that's more what he looks like. Because right now we're just kind of like shady magician vampire-y guy, and we kind of have made assumptions in our
Alright.
head. So I think we just
So,
come
read
up with the
part
rough
4.
draft. Yeah.
Final on this rough draft part. I've been calling these episodes works in progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So final work in progress for Greed.
Mm-hmm.
Visuals.
Just
what
give
he
us
looks
something-
like.
Yeah.
What his taunts are.
Mm-hmm.
How he looks like when he gets hit. Maybe like an intro animation, an
Yeah.
outro animation, a victory, a failure.
Mm-hmm. We won't necessarily focus on lore or anything. It's
No,
really just like
just
that way. When we're designing other characters, we can always refer back to what we designed moveset wise and what we've designed visually,
yeah.
and then that's enough for a rough draft. We can move on to
Yeah,
Gluttony now.
and then eventually, with all the revisiteds we'll be doing, we eventually revisit lore.
Mhm.
And right when we write the lore for the game, now we go, all right,
We've had all these characters made with the rough draft.
is there a move set? Is there a move set change we can make to fit in better with this
Yeah.
character's lore that we figured out,
Mm-hmm.
or whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
I think that all checks out. Yeah, we get the basic ideas down, we nail a visual design, and then, I mean, of course, we're always at odds to change anything, anytime, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If we decide we want to change his theme entirely, we can.
Right.
If we decide to entirely go back on the loose allusion to the 7 deadly sins idea,
Right.
we can.
True. Yeah.
If we're like, they all need to represent occupations that you can have. This guy's a police officer. This guy's a fireman. This one's a doctor.
Mm-hmm. Or this guy represents capitalism.
Yeah.
This character represents communism. This character represents socialism.
Yeah,
This
these,
guy-
these characters
You're
are
like-
all, they're all the political spectrum. They're actually all the zodiacs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was that one of the things we joked about? Where like in the sequel, instead of 7 Deadly Sins, they're based on
We
horoscopes.
never said anything
Are you
like
serious?
that at all. What you are conflating is a moment where we were like, yeah, people love the 7 deadly sins, and you were like, yeah, people just
Oh,
like categories
categories.
of things.
Which I'm right about.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess like zodiacs, and you were
Yeah.
like, yeah, like zodiacs.
Yeah. And then we also had to talk about what the sequel characters would be like, so I blended those two together. Anyway.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we
never-
did. We literally had to talk on that.
I have the recording.
Oh, then look at it. You edited it out, bro.
not-
That's my cop out.
It's not there. I have the raw recording.
Oh. Well, we talked about it before we recorded.
No, we
I
didn't.
swear we did. Hey, chill.
We never had the
She
discussion.
thinks I want to play.
We never had.
No,
that
we were like,
discussion.
because you were like, what if we added more?
This is a dumb. bit.
No. Because you were like, what if we had more than 8 characters? And then I was like, no, we can figure
The
that out.
most we've talked about is like DLC, where it's like
Maybe.
that's the only thing I can think of that's very similar to that, where it's like we add DLC characters that have their own theme. Where it's like look, here's 4 DLC characters, and they're all themed after the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Mhm.
That's a good idea.
This is
actually.
why we should record our entire lives. So we
Yeah,
don't
at
have
every
these
second of every moment of
conflicts,
every day.
Then we have no disagreements.
Yeah, and you can hear the people I live with telling me to go to bed. All right, well, I guess that's that for today. Good work, I would say.
Yeah.
I feel like my drawing is getting subtly better,
Yeah.
even though I don't really do that well.
No, it's good.
Visual design, that's gonna be the real kicker, huh?
Right.
That's gonna be really when it gets tough. I feel like I can supplement a lot of that with images.
Yeah.
Like when we look at the visual board again, I feel like I'm gonna
Alright.
be drawing him. I'll actually be drawing him on the visual board itself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that's that.
Yeah. We finished our rough draft of the moveset.
Yeah, we've kind of done what we set out to do today.
Yep.
All right, well, let's save all these files, and I guess let's say our final wishes.
Yeah.
Our last goodbyes. Have we come up with a thing to say at the end yet?
We have not, and we can't edit it, so we should
Yeah, we
probably
can't
just
edit
say,
this.
Thanks for. Well, I actually don't know if anyone tuned in.
I did have an
Nobody-
idea. I
okay.
did have an idea for the work in progress episodes.
Okay.
is to just something along the lines of, and remember, it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. Yeah. I was just gonna say though, nobody commented in the chat.
Okay,
I don't
that's
know-
good. I feel like it would be bad if anybody saw this and it was the
Really?
first impression. This
Yeah,
feels
okay,
a lot more like an archival, like, no, I'm gonna go back and check this out episode.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe
I
some-
have 2 subscribers,
maybe
and I'm
someone
pretty sure
tuned in.
one of them is you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is.
So,
Maybe someone tuned in without saying anything. But anyway,
yeah,
it's a work in progress.
it's all a work in progress. Thank you so much coming today. If you came and were just silent,
Please bring back Darkstalkers, Capcom.
got it. Will do.
Please do that.
You know, thank you. Goodbye.